Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to session 2 here at Celebrity Cash Kings at King Casino Rozhdov, Europe's biggest poker room. Tonight the game is 50-100 no limit hold'em. We have 8 players all buying in with 10k. In seat number 1 we have Daniel Pidun. Seat number 2, an old favourite. Is he a Russian or is he a German? It's Igor Kurganov. Seat 3 is Qurin Zech. Seat 4 is, he's a general, he's going to build an empire, it's Roman. Seat number 5, great to have him back, Tobias Reinkemeier. Seat 6, JR's brother, it's Sharam. Seat 7, well, it's the one and only Liv Boeree. And seat 8, hope Liv's got her earplugs, because it's Martin Kabrhel. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. The button starts in seat 6.
There we go, the lineup from Warren Lush. Here at the King's Casino, the second session of the day about to kick off. So, a couple of competitions for you guys to win some goodie bags. The first one, as always, who is going to be the first player to get felted? We saw Daniel Pidun in seat number 1 play yesterday. We saw Igor many a time. In fact, he came actually to one of the Grand Prix in London at Chelsea Football Club, Stamford Bridge, and won the high roller. Qurin Zech, no stranger to high stakes. Roman, I don't believe I've seen Roman before. And first hand for Tobias finds the Cowboys. He had a bit of a tough session yesterday. JR, haven't seen him before. Liv Boeree, they're all online to watch Liv from the UK.
It's an average card, it's not that bad, okay? It's very, very, very rare average.
First hand.
Yeah, we got a delay. We're on a half an hour delay, as always. And if you're local to the casino,
Just for whatever.
at 7 o'clock,
Whatever you have.
started a tournament.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's got a huge overlay in. 20-minute levels, 20,000 chips, €70 buy-in. 2 the entries available with a €10,000 guarantee.
First hand, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Of course, we will have the biggest pot of the night competition as well, so a couple of goodie bags to give away. All you've got to do is send me a tweet. I know a few of you said that my account was not able to receive tweets, but I've had that amended at the break. As long as you're on Twitter, you can send me a tweet at Paul Zimbler with your guess. Of course, if many of you pick a certain player for the first one to reload, it'll be the first one that entered. So get those answers in quickly. Everybody started with €10,000.
Might be my first 2 hours or something without playing poker face Chinese at the same time, whatever I'm doing.
We're doing everything now.
It's like within every 4-hour stretch of time.
Raised up the hijack. Martin Kabrhel, we know he likes action to put pressure, put players to the test.
Not always.
Not afraid to get involved. And if he goes behind, not afraid to play big pots. I like the 3-bet. He's got position. And I think he's the better player at the table, definitely in this pot. So he'll take control of this pot. And a C-bet's going to get through a lot of the time here, but unfortunately his opponent has hit top pair. Probably going to go for something like 12, 1300. How will SR play this? He's just called. Martin's picked up a gut shot. I like the way SR's playing this. He obviously knows Martin is going to keep firing. He may think he's got an overpair. He may think he's good. But he doesn't want to bet, have to face a raise.
Party poker now has the 2.5. Is it a weekly thing now?
Queen of diamonds on the river.
Got 11.
Both players could represent the flush.
No, it was just the money.
2,500 the bet. Interesting bet because Martin raised pre, C-bet the flop, check the turn, could potentially have the flush draw.
75. And it was actually pretty good. I jumped in 2.5 hours late because it was just.
Martin could quite possibly move some chips over the line,
Takes forever, right?
put SR to the test.
Busted 11th after playing for like
Just as capable to fold.
So it doesn't even take that long to get to the final table.
The way SR's played this, doubt it. Yeah, it's a fold. Mr. Lush in the building.
Everyone is chunking up.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Whatever.
Sure.
Okay. I was just wondering.
My English is a little better than German. I would understand.
Where are you from?
What's best?
Holland? I'm from, really from Iran.
Does everyone speak English here?
I think so.
Yeah. Martin?
No. Definitely not one.
Pardon me?
That's French, right? Pardon?
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 So whenever we're going to have a conversation,
Plenty of Germans, of course.
just start speaking German, right?
Well, some
Everybody
suited connectors, suited one gappers, and a suited ace. SR will call this. Wow, Igor has 3-bet from the small blind. Generally shows a lot of strength. Don't think they're deep enough for Tobias to call this. We know he doesn't like to play big pots. SR not afraid. Suited ace. Problem is, if you catch an ace, you're either going to win nothing or lose a fortune. But if you flop the flush against the up and down, the money could go in. Blessed.com for SR. Igor capable to lead this. If he leads, he might be able to not do so much, because I don't know if SR will then raise. 32 in the middle. Sounded like 1100. Upstairs. Igor's move is basically all in or a fold. He has folded 2 in a row for SR. Martin, I think, just called for a rebuy. But he didn't felt. So it's the first player to go broke. That was the competition. I know. Yeah, we were just talking over dinner. Wouldn't it be great if Igor and Liv were in a pot? Look at Martin just flattered with kings behind to Liv's raise. And he's an action player. He might get action if he made a smaller raise. But I said I want to see them both get to the river and Liv to check raise him as a bluff. It'll be fun. Wow, look at this. Roman putting in a squeeze from the big blind with suited connectors. And now Martin asked, I think he asked for rebuy before the hand started. So is the extra bit in play? Guessing not. Dan will get out the way and Roman will get out the way, pick up 3k.
2K count for this already? Or
So yes.
so yeah. I was just curious if the 2K would have counted towards it. Okay.
Yeah, okay, reloaded just for a couple of K, so he's always got the 10k in front of him.
I thought you were getting it from the case.
That's what they're talking about. I thought he reloaded for 10. So he did say rebuy before the cards came out. He announced how much, so it would have been in play that hand.
Good race. Good race. About as good as mine, actually. We both had very good races.
right from the start.
Yep, 50, 100 the blinds.
Okay, now I take it down because I already win.
They've got 1,000 bigs. Sorry, 100 bigs.
No problem.
It gets deeper later, I guess. Once some players get some stacks in front of them, the better players will probably reload, so they've got them covered.
I'm thinking, yeah, probably I play to the blind and then good night. Probably. 700, what can I say?
So,
Sorry?
who will be the first
Yeah,
player
still too
to
short,
get
yeah.
felted?
I will work
One
on
goodie
it.
bag coming out to one of you guys.
Next question.
What will
Igor,
the biggest pot of the evening be?
Elon Musk
Send a
guys.
tweet at Paul Zimbler. We're going to play for 5 hours on the live stream. Straight through.
Just if you want to have more opinions.
Yeah, I think they should be at least 200 bigs deep. It certainly would make, you know, you're going to get more free bets, you're going to see more check raising, more bluffing.
Again, me and you?
It's a different dynamic.
Sorry? 1-0? Okay.
Kabrhel. Flop bottom pair. Dan with middle pair. Bet the call. Not a great card for Martin. With a raise pre-flop and a call. A C-bet called. This card hits his opponent quite a lot. Yeah, we're just on a half an hour delay. Look at this. Check, check, and Martin catches the 5 ball. I think he's going to bet, like, overbet the pot. That's his style. Look at that. He's not getting called, but... 1950, snap fold.
On the small one.
What's your basic question?
Jugotti.
I will speak.
Is it
later.
long?
Yeah.
Didn't know if there was a question. Oh, I see you're just trying to host. Okay.
Sorry?
Might be interesting for the viewers.
Might be. But I'm a little
Quite a
bit
few
tired.
new
I
viewers.
will be probably
If you're
more
interested
quiet.
in winning a King's goodie bag.
This morning
Couple of
at 9,
competitions. The first
something
competition is which player will be the first to be felted here at the feature table. Send us your answers on Twitter at Paul Zimbler. Z-I-M-B-L-E-R.
we wait a little bit.
Second competition we run through the night will be what will the biggest pot of the day be?
Your magazine again?
Again, just send me a tweet. The nearest answer receives a goodie bag. So it is t-shirts, hats, card protectors, cards.
Pretty lit.
And Liv's got the Queen of Diamonds. Liv Igor.
Played against each other.
Everyone's talking about the dynamics of it.
Yeah.
Queen on the river would be fun. It's an ace. Igor's got it. Oh, pitch has gone down. Liv could have won it. He bets 400. He knows his hand's good. He just doesn't want to probably show it to the table.
Can we blind or? Yeah.
And look pretty good.
Helen? 1-0.
Who's counting?
There is no max buy-in. Just a min buy-in of 10,000. Yeah, I know the overbet never gets called, but he still likes to do it. No problem, P3. Pretense, I think.
Oh, it's Igor.
There's a straddle in play. Igor pumps it up. Dan defending. You can see that red badge that Igor and Liv are wearing. That's the charity. What a flop for Dan. This could be the hand. If he check raises here, it's going in. You've got to check raise. You've got a pair and a flush draw. Opted to call. Jack of diamonds would be beautiful. Now, if Igor makes a decent sized bet, it's tough for Dan to call a near enough pot sized bet here. $1,600. It's called. Getting 2-1. And there it is. It's not the best diamond to catch because the overcards come. If you check, it's more than likely going to get checked behind. So lead here for like 2.5k. 1,800. Looks like maybe a stopper bet. Could. I mean, he played fairly solid yesterday. Can't imagine Igor's going to call. He's likely to raise. You've raised under the gun, it's been called, been check called, and led out to.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you would just check call then. If I'm playing in my right bankroll, I would be check raising.
Pretty good. So, ace-5 is pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with that. The ace is not the best card for him. Not the best diamond in the world to catch.
Because I can guess the hands that make sense that have two diamonds, you know? I wouldn't think they would check nine.
Pretense. I'm not sure what that means.
Pretty confident.
There is a moderator watching, so maybe he can help you answer. Giving him a rub down for taking so long.
That is insane right now. They put it on for Igor.
He takes his time. He's not one to rush decisions.
You'll regret it.
More than the rent to call. Nice pot for Dan Pidun. Okay, I did change the profile, or I got someone to do it for me at the break. Let me have a quick look for you.
Check, just check behind. Pretty greedy. A little bit more.
Is that a hit?
Peter followed you.
What was she with you? I mean,
Sorry.
depends.
No, of course.
She was good and everything, but it's not too much else besides this.
Yeah, it should be fine. Tobias
Oh no.
with the boots.
Really?
I know, I want to reply.
S. S. Let's go S.
No, he didn't raise under the gun, he was in the straddle. They had a straddle on for 200. Igor raised under the gun. Everybody folded, he defended the straddle for 300 more.
Tell us the story. Can I have a 10 more of this?
Ist auch in Salzburg auch so?
This hand is fine.
Hier mal noch ein bisschen gespielt.
Yeah, maybe instead of sending a message, just send a tweet, it could be easier. I'm not really too au fait with Twitter.
Okay, also nur die Base.
Ja, was ich gespielt habe, 15 oder so. Ja, waren schon Auflagen daheim.
Live opens.
Aber es läuft auch nicht mehr.
Igor calls from the big blind.
Kandidaten haben nur gegen ihn gespielt, wenn Aufstand ist, was Game Bro.
C-Bet gets this through.
Verstehe ich auch so, ist so okay, aber es ist halt auch schade.
Traffy
Bei jedem
picked up a gut shot.
Ah, okay.
I'm not really in love with it.
ganz lustig.
Surely she's got to make a little bit here. Unless she thinks he's got absolutely nothing and wants to catch a little piece.
Okay.
Aber war schon ein cooles Gefühl, wenn man da reinzugehen.
Sollten ein Open Seat für die Leute, die Bock haben, ein bisschen zu gamblen zwischendurch.
Work your... Work it.
Du? Ihnen noch Fragen gelesen hast? Einfach. Warum? Was Schönes da, oder? Verstehe ich. Haben wir nicht gespielt, ne?
Ja, die Turniere und so.
Okay. Gibt der Melvin was?
Also Millions.
Ein Date, okay.
So das online.
Well, the open from Martin, the cut-off. King 6 suited. Well, the first reload is for Igor. Actually, I lie, Martin reloaded, but no one's been felted yet. So the competition is still open for that.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Left.
I already did.
Well, that brings a gut shot and a flush draw for Qurin.
Such pros.
He'll know that it's likely somebody could have caught an ace.
Followers, yeah. 115. How many does Daniel have?
Oh, fuck.
How many does Ivy have?
Wait. He's got the most many problems.
Oh, okay.
Any, like,
So a bet and a call. He's hit a pair. Whether he now wants to try and put down under some pressure.
Just curious about poker. Like, interest, yeah.
pretty big numbers.
Maybe I should get myself an account in there.
Checked Pidun's bet. 900, just under half pot.
It can be a useful source of information.
Not really going to beat much except the busted flush draw, so just gives it up.
I wanted to say the same. The one with a bonus, sweet bonus.
Small bonus.
Yeah, small, but you can search for
Yeah,
that.
it's like, then you can
Sound good.
SR back in action. Raise, take it down.
You have to describe it.
Where have you been, guys? Igor, like, where have you been?
Where?
Yeah.
Oh, we came back in London.
London?
Yeah, we came home.
About a month.
Yeah, it's been really nice. I've been decorating.
I've just been in Munich.
Family life now, yeah? Boring family life, no traveling, yeah.
Oh, just for 1 month though. But it was nice.
It's done now, unfortunately. We're basically going to be home for
Yeah, family life for 1 month.
Yeah.
Done for the year.
Let's go to other things. Now,
We're trying to be real people.
huge party.
Yeah, Omaha, there's a lot more action. We've got Omaha tomorrow, 4 p.m.
I'll take it all.
Don't forget, 50, 100 scheduled tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tobias with a decision. Whether he wants to 3-bet,
And I'm not going to
and he has. Looks like it's 800 now.
We're going to
Can't imagine Igor wants to put 550 in here
No, not till.
against Tobias, raising from the big blind.
Pardon me? Yeah.
You gonna go?
Probably.
What are you doing? What are you doing at the moment?
What are I doing?
Working full time?
No.
You got an echo from me or from the table? Well, Igor has opted to 4-bet. Trying to tell his opponent he's got a hand. It's called. Oh, first card out is an ace. What a flop for Tobias. He's going to check for sure. And the money is going to go. I mean, Igor could check behind because he's hit the ace if he thinks his opponent has, like, jacks, queens. And if his opponent does have an ace, he's got a bigger ace than ace-8. So there's some players that would check this back for deception. And that's what Igor's done. Now, neither player's going to put the other one on an ace. Let's see how Tobias wants to play it. $0.25, 50 cent, or $25, $50? I don't play 25.50, I'm afraid. Not so much value in those games anymore. Sometimes when you go higher and higher and you get the rich businessman. Looks like 2K. Now, Igor flatten here and make his hand look like he would call there with kings, queens. Tobias doesn't want to check and hope that kings or queens check behind. 8K in the middle. He's got 6-4 left. He might just move in. It's a cash game, not a tournament. Yep. He's basically moved in. He's left the 50 chips behind. The blue chips are worth 50 euros each. The white chips 100. The purple stroke pink 500. The yellows 1,000. And more than likely coming into play shortly will be green chips that are 5k.
So you get a little bit more.
Some players don't shove. Some players just want to get called for like 4k. Get a pillow, it could be a while. I've played 50, 100, I've played 100, 200. Not anymore.
Toby, is it format correct? Small format. 300, 800? 250, 250.
That's a nice hand for Tobias. To up 10k. Igor stuck 15. Two 5, 5-10 maybe. I don't really get to play so much at the moment. Had a baby, family time now.
It's after this hand, right?
At the hospital every day to see my baby.
So you play only this, yeah?
Igor 3 bets.
Is it like 3.5 behind, right?
34 behind.
Thank you.
$800. Probably going to assume if he calls it down, he'll call behind.
Yeah, 23. I know.
Martin has raised, basically asking Igor if he wants to play this hand, he's got to put it all in. And he's going to want to see all 5 cards.
Fold on the flop?
Wow, he's just flat called.
You fold on the flop?
Wow. Even Martin said, what, you're going to fold on the flop?
Tell me one flop when you flop. Just one.
What a flop. Well, he's got a gut shot and 2 overs.
See that from here.
Can't even see that. He's got all the moves, this Martin.
I'm getting too old.
Top set.
Is that one of that? I don't think so.
He
What do
knows.
I have? Depends a bit on that as well.
He may not think he's got an ace, a decent ace in his hand, because he'd expect him to stick it all in pre-flop, see all 5 cards, so he might put him on like a pair of 6s, 7s, 8s. Wanted to see a safe flop and then get it in.
How you?
Now I have to call 10 jack off.
Yes, well, you can slow play that, yeah. Correct.
Not sure.
Hey, Igor.
Ask what players have what shares of who. When the game was huge, I think players had shares of each other. I doubt at this level that they might swap a little bit, just if they're good friends or something, but I doubt there's people that sell action at 10,000.
You play showdown?
You never know, though.
How sick. How sick is that?
I'm very lucky. I won the lottery 10 years ago. That's how I can afford it. Don't tell anyone though. It's a secret. $2,800.
It's not that clear, actually.
Wow, this is just... I don't want to say anything. My mother told me if you've got nothing good to say nothing at all.
You have ace king?
Ace king?
Maybe it's 500.
I don't play ace king this way.
Exactly. Ace king, he'd see all 5 cards. A deuce and only a deuce. And first player to reload. It's Igor.
It was a nice slow play.
Well, I wanted to see the flop, you know.
Which flop you fought? Tell me. I don't get it.
Which flop?
There is no one.
I'm not with this hand.
Yeah, not with this hand. So why did you waste my time?
He has other hands.
Having a good time.
His other hands.
No, there is no flop you can fold. If I shove the flop, there is no flop you cannot fold a jack, or is it? I don't know. I think not. So it's just wasting of my time. And I don't like it.
Hey, you got your money's worth, okay?
No.
Still complaining.
Really? Once he flipped with fives, he still complains.
Jack.
That was not a flip.
I know.
No,
You gotta
really. Tell me one flop you can fold. I don't have it. No. There's just no flop. Ever.
What difference does it make?
Wasting the time. You go all over.
Roman raising it. Both the blinds calling.
Right or not?
Depends on if you think it's
SR top pair, top kicker.
Depends on if you think it's
Second
fun.
pair. We'll see a C bet.
For me, it was well.
For me, not. What do you think, Daniel?
No.
No fun, yeah? No fun at all, yeah. Thank you.
Protect the hand against two other players.
I saw the enjoyment when you bet the 500.
SR now lead out.
On his side or
No,
on
on
my
your
side?
side.
No way.
You didn't enjoy betting 500?
Got out of it.
You were so lucky you rebuy after the match.
SR just
Otherwise,
gonna probably
You lose
check
one.
call a small bet.
Probably less, actually.
Probably less likely for his opponent to have made a flush there. If he checked the flop,
You raise, you call.
he raised pre-flop, you flop a flush draw.
Nice.
More than likely, if you had overs, you're going to bet the flop.
I think I
If
lost
he
the
did
maximum.
check shove the turn, I think he only had like 4k left and the bet was 2800. He's bet 1900, he's got called. We'll see the good news. 4 o'clock tomorrow, PLO.
Singing?
Yeah.
6,200 euro.
Six good. Still divide, no, I still divide,
No problem. No problem at all. 5 hours this evening. Pretty long stint. We're about an hour in.
You see that?
No. Could have. He had a chance.
Weiß ich nicht. Eventuell. Du? Freitag, Samstag. Das so gut zu gehabt. Deswegen kommt es auch daher. Aber ich habe viel Wasser gekocht.
Das ist wirklich das Siegel. Ein Drink und ein Wasser. Zwei und dann wieder
Oder Wodka Soda.
ohne alles.
Stimmt, das ist die Zitrone rein noch das Beste.
Ein bisschen Eis ist perfekt.
Wirklich?
Ja, man lernt dazu.
Wenn man eintritt, gell? Wenn man ein
Man kann sich das halt nicht mehr so erlauben wie vorher. Ne?
Das ist richtig gut.
So mainly German players, obviously. They allow German, Czech and English spoken at the table. Wow, Igor's folding. Straddled.
Nee, es war wirklich nice. Also man ist
Upstairs
so
from
super,
SR.
weiß nicht, so mit Anfang 20 ist halt so viel zu viel Shit, den man aufwickeln muss. So. Und
Solid fold from the A7.
wenn man
Getting
jetzt
defended.
deutlich älter wird, dann wird es, glaube ich, immer
That's for
noch
sure.
irgendwann die ersten Beschwerden oder so, wenn man alles noch langsamer und noch schlechter.
We had one session yesterday. We had a PLO session, an Omaha session last night. Wow, ace 7 solid fold, to be fair, but he'll feel pretty sick when he sees the result. But making the right fold is more important than seeing the result of what would have come. So we normally, like every 3 months, we do the high stakes cash game here at Kings.
Human brains is pretty funny.
Warren
Yeah, I
Lush
think
is
generally,
in
like,
the
it
building.
doesn't matter what type of music it is, if you
Everyone is asking
person
about
recognize
Mr.
it,
TG.
like they like it.
Is he coming?
Which is why like all the radio music is so like all the same, exactly the same thing.
Yeah,
because
busy boy,
everybody likes it.
unfortunately.
It's the same thing.
Be good to get him here.
That applies to the
I'm sure he'd have lots to say about all the Germans on the table.
Yeah, probably why he doesn't come, get himself into some trouble in his politician and his politics. Kabrhel going upstairs with suited royalty.
We're like 15.
Interesting that he folds an ace7 in the small, in the big blind, and he's calling with king 9.
maybe that could be like, I'm sure that exists already, but I guess I'm learning
Igor
method to
to
learn
a call
stuff.
with walking sticks.
Oh yeah, put
By
it into a
music.
song.
Yeah. Like,
Or it's like turning it into a story. It's such a good.
yeah.
Yeah, music is a great way. It's nice to learn a speech or something. You should choose someone who writes some music to learn the lyrics. But I don't know, just singing.
Can you imagine like the presidential candidates or whatever, like singing songs?
He's 3-bet to 1400.
Like instead of a speech.
He knows that Martin is near enough going to raise any 2 on the button if it's folded to him.
Actually not so dumb. I mean, the way politics is headed at the moment anyways is also not so unrealistic. You know?
Okay, it's already a theatre.
The worst hand to see a flop in position with
Just the next
against a
logical
player
step.
that could be a little bit tilted. Hit him out the way, heads up. Flush draw against second, or better than second pair. Nice little flop for both players. There is the overcard to Martin's Queen Jack. Just a call. Come on, a 7 of diamonds. Ooh. Online it comes to 7 of diamonds every time. Good card. Good card for the 7s.
How's Martin been tonight? Been all quiet?
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't stopped talking, to be fair. No.
Generell Malta.
It's, we've got one player tilting a little bit. They call him
Like
Jesus.
behind, can you help me?
What I have left?
Yeah, what do you have left?
No. 9,500.
95?
Oh, that's 53.
Martin likes to ask me all the
Sorry?
time.
5,300.
He's doing the same trick as when he had a set.
I need that number as well.
So what is the correct bet? You can help me with that?
Depends on your hand. Depends on mine.
King 6.
I have king,
Well,
king.
If he bets
So check
here,
this.
it's to avoid brooking the river and having
Catch
to
a
bluff, and more than likely get called by fairly wide range. If he bets here, he could just be checked on the river. He could catch the river. Martin isn't one to look at a free card here. He'll look to take the pot now. There he is reaching for chips. 3,600 is that? Nice bet. 2-6.
I knew the 5,300 are going to help you for something.
Now, 6 is an okay card for
It
Igor.
shows 50%.
Oh, I didn't know about it.
Getting called. You can't blame him for
Mind
that.
is calculating in the background.
He knows Martin. He knows his game. He knows he's going to bet with it, bet without it, bet with the draw. Well, Kabrhel. He's going to bet now for value, I think. I think he might even bet for value here. If Igor had a king in this spot or a 6, there was going to be chips going in, especially when he's down chunks and he's only got 6k left.
10-6.
You don't know.
68.50.
I think Martin knows exactly where he is, that Igor has a pair between 7s and queens. Well, obviously not queen, less likely to be queens. Between 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s or jacks. He's not betting for value, says Big Poker.
Check.
Yeah, he's checked.
Where's the show? Last action. Last action.
Sorry, I was lying. I didn't have king 6.
I know.
I apologize. Sevens. I didn't expect that.
I know.
Trapping.
I bet the flop.
No, I'm just having fun with you guys. He was thinking about it. If he thinks he could get value from him. Dan Pidun played yesterday. I want to see him bet. I want to see Igor sweating. Taking 5 minutes. Because of Martin's reputation as a bluffer. And they can bet if he's got it, bet if he doesn't have it. Like if he's bluffing, he has to bet. And because he's an action player. Where's Leon? That was the other question. He's on the side table, playing some big games. He was heads up, big stakes, high stakes heads up earlier.
I saw him and Max playing. I don't know where he is.
Yeah, tomorrow we need him on the table, and Renato.
I've seen him once meeting them yesterday, so I'm sure he'll play. Maybe not tonight, but maybe tomorrow. There's a lively PLO game going on.
Yes, couple of decent PLO games. There we can see Igor. Oh, he's in for 30, 35 odd. Well, it's a lot less than he lost about a year ago. I think he was in for about $500,000.
Yeah.
And his partner was in for 800,000. And we were saying yesterday how lucky they were not to do 1.3 mil between them, because there was actually a pot. Against Richard Young, and Richard had 8s and Igor had, I think, 3s and moved in. And 8s are lucky for like a lot of Oriental people, and he was up Richard Young too. How he didn't call him, I don't know, just for like 100k, and that kept him in the game and got them out of it. I think they lost just under $1 million between them anyway. Expensive weekend.
Yeah, Leon gave him a ride from this car.
Oh, I bet he did, yeah.
Yeah, playing Chinese jungle man. Where is Jungle Man?
Where is the Jungle Man?
He's in Romania, as far as I know.
Okay.
He messaged me on Saturday saying he didn't think he was coming. So in jungle speak, he may still turn up tonight.
He may turn up tonight.
You never know with jungle.
That's the thing, just stroll in at 4 in the morning and If we hear the helicopter above, we know he's arrived.
I had Joker with me in Georgia recently, and he missed his flight from LA to Istanbul. So that's like 14 hours.
Pardon?
Took the coach instead.
Yeah.
There are quite a few big games in London. There's a lot of bigger games in London. People just don't know about them, or they're invite only. Head down to the Vic, you'll see a lot of 10, 25, 25, 50. But the rest of the places, the highest games, 2.5, maybe 5.10 if you're lucky. Palm Beach, obviously, they have 5.10, 10.25.
Ascot Casino in Stratford's getting bigger and bigger as well.
The best hand. The best hand against her.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be going that far. Cash in my pocket.
Blocking everything.
What's happened here? Igor all in with a gut shot.
No, it's not.
Shit! Okay, we do another competition. How much is Igor going to lose or win?
10 more, please.
So now Igor has a nice tweet we can put today. It's Igor's game. Igor brings the money and
1, 2, 3.
hey Igor, you should tweet that. That like you make early Christmas or something like that for everybody.
Quite a few underground games.
Pesach.
Basically.
Get some very good private games that are just like
Not a good hand.
1-3, 1-2, 2-5. There's a lot of 5-5 home games and stuff. Fantastic value.
The same one. The same as
Under the gun limp.
Queen two.
the same.
Liv pumping it up.
Did you look at this one? Ace Queen of Clubs.
Yeah.
Six.
Ah, okay. When you win,
Zech.
you mean when you win big draw?
Do you know Roman? I don't think I've seen him here before.
No, I don't. Better, like not flush draw. Trips.
No, as always.
Tree way to the flop. 5-5 queen. What's Liv's plan? Just checking. I might stick a little bet in now if I'm down. 1,500 in the middle. 600's good. He's got 900. It's enough to take it down. Unless Liv has got other plans. And she'll know that this guy plays quite solid. She might use the meta game knowing that I know that he knows that I know. But no, she'll wait until she's got better equity.
Nee, passt. Kannst bringen. Okay, passt.
I don't really know
You finish or what?
what the 1-2's like in America, to be fair. I've not been for years. 1-2 in London, it all depends where you go.
Who's coming?
You know, there's a lot of value in 1-2, 1-3 games just because a lot more recreational players are not afraid. They'll sit down with a couple of hundred and they'll have a couple of reloads and they'll feel intimidated
Yeah, I know.
playing any higher. But sometimes it's a long grind. Start sitting down in 1-2 games, I get bored and I start getting in hands I shouldn't be in, and you know, there's not much money and people are sitting with 100 or 200. It all depends on the game. There could be some, I mean, sometimes in little London casinos there's 1-2 games and there's 20 grand on the table and it's fantastic. Other times you're lucky to find 2 grand on the table, so it all depends, so many variances.
Don't tell to Mr. Tomovic.
Premium hands. So far.
Premium.
Name of my shampoo brand. Yeah, I used to be a Head and Shoulders. Now I'll be honest, whatever's in the shower. So many bottles in it. You live with women, there's just bottles of things everywhere.
So das Übelste, wie Schmerzen man haben kann. Und man kann eigentlich nichts Großes gegen machen. Das ist genetisch.
See Toby back, right? He hasn't been here for a little while. I haven't seen him for a while.
To Tobias. Yeah, he's come to give a few thousand away. Yeah, but he won the high roller in the PCA, someone was saying.
Yes, he did, and he's looking for cash. He's very good at the Aussie minis.
I don't know what to say.
In the early days of German poker news.
Let's get him again. Oh my god.
Any spin of cups, Toby? I guess not.
If he's in a reverse hand, always he's in a flush. It's my first check. You know what that means, right?
It's going to be tough to get a lot of action tonight.
Arcana falls.
Still, my guess for the biggest pot is going to be 40,000. That's my guess.
I still bet. So
Send us a tweet at Paul Zimbler. Let us know what you think the biggest pot of the night will be. A goodie bag for the person closest. King's Casino goodie bag with hoodies, jumpers, t-shirts, hats, card protectors. It's got the lot.
Bankroll from Leon.
Absolutely. I think first prize is the jet and the helicopter treatment.
this queen is a winner today.
Pocket 5 too. Pocket 5.
Not sure why it says offline.
Okay, five.
Let me know if you're back. You've got to tweet me. You can't put your answer in the chat box, I'm afraid. Otherwise, there's too many to write down to look at. And we can't go back after the stream's off and look at the chat.
That'll be fine.
I hear that if you go to Florida, you're going to get some good action in the games, in the 1-2 games. Very soft games in Florida. A few of my pals, they fly out there a couple of times a year. But the law, I think, might have just recently changed, but it used to be you could only buy in for $100. That was the law. So everyone would sit with 100 and then basically just go, you know, all in, and all of a sudden, so now there'd be money on the table.
I think it's for Igor.
The law changed 9 years ago. I thought it just changed recently.
It will continue for sure.
9 years ago, you sure?
And here it comes.
I've been indoors. I've been locked in a cellar.
I'm pretty good at it.
Where's my card, dude?
Just very predictable.
I thought the law changed 9 years ago so they could play poker. I think it's just changed, maybe, I mean, I don't know, I'm not American, I've not been there, but I just know people that are out there playing, so it's changed for the amount they can buy in for.
Das fühlt sich an, also sagt er, schau mit dem Stab, wie jetzt mit so einem heißen Messer oder so.
Okay, he's sure, he's obviously been there. I'm not sure, I'm not even 50% sure. The 36-hour cash sessions, yes, great feature. They've got a Dusk Till Dawn. They're held every single month by Scally. Great value. They've got the party rule there. It's a great thing they've got. They should probably get one of those here. But if you every hour on the hour they pick a table number and a seat number, and if there's someone in that seat, they get a free spin. And you can win anything from a drink to double your stack with a maximum value of like £250. Dinner, drinks for the table, stuff like that. And attached to every watch on the wheel, there's a card. And at the end of every month, I think it is, they, however, let's say you've had 3 spins and you rolled a 10, a 10 and a 9, you've got a pair of 10s. The best hand, at the end of the month, gets to play Deal or No Deal with Rob. Can win up to 25k. It's fantastic little promotion. And we're going to be bringing the shootouts back like the old days at DTD. The first one I'm hosting on the 28th of May, £1,000. We're going to get those up to 5 and 10k buy-ins. The old one-table shootouts on the Twitch channel.
I think I'm the favorite.
Ich habe kein Wort gehört.
No, you're right. I think Big Poker, you're right to correct me there. Because if people are watching and they want to go to Florida, they should know.
I think I'm not favored anymore. Maybe I hit.
I'm not sure. What do you mean?
Ace. Close. I wait for it. You too? Good strategy. I think I'm not favored for sure. I check. What is that? I can't see that. Jack 3? You played this kind of shit against me? Okay. Nice answer, nice answer. Jack 3
A lot of questions. I'll tell you what to do. If you check out the go to Dusk Till Dawn Casino,
Oh, I didn't race. I forgot to race.
Nottingham, I think is their website.com, and it shows you. It actually tells you how many runners are in each event. So if it's a Thursday night, you can see how many people are registered for the event online.
After evening, like
They're getting busier and busier. Fantastic overlays and guarantees at DTD. The rake, I believe, in the 1-1 it's 10% capped at 5, and in the 1-2 it's 5% capped at 10. Some fantastic tournaments they run, and online, their online overlays would be an underword for Rob Young. I think he's got a Twitter handle that is home of the overlay. And if he hits the guarantee, he puts the overlay, he puts the guarantee up. It wouldn't be the same if he didn't have to put money in. What he's done for poker is fantastic. The same as Leon. What Leon's doing here. What a setup they've got here. I mean, of course, there are going to be overlays when you put big guarantees on. Do you know this, there was a €10,000 guaranteed tournament this evening for €70 buy-in? Do you know how many runners they got? Didn't seem to be that many. I think they need like 120. Yes, you can re-enter twice. So you've probably got to look about getting at least 90 runners, because a couple of people may re-enter once.
Would it be more or less fun if we had to stream somewhere here and could see what the people do? People would be watching more.
Yeah.
Like, that's the downside of
When
it.
what?
So
If we had to stream
DTD,
somewhere
King's
on a
Casino,
screen
Rob
here.
and Leon. Rob came out recently to see Leon.
Because people would
Both
just
the
be
same kind of
watching. But at the
mentality.
same time, it creates like
Overlays are likely, but what they do for the players and providing a facility, not only facility, but the hospitality that's put on here at King's.
maybe like a bar.
You get discounted
that,
room
right?
rates. If
We
you're
could
coming
just
out for
agree to-
an event, for example, the Dutch Poker Open next week, 100k guarantee, €150 buy-in. If you buy into the main event, you can buy a package that includes your room
To show your hand.
for next to nothing. It's free food and drink for all players, 24 hours a day in the buffet. The food is, what a selection. You have a salad bar, you've got hot meals that come out and change regularly, breakfast, lunch, dinner, desserts, fruit, drinks, all on the house, except the alcohol, of course.
Is everyone fine with it?
Yeah,
Being
for
there?
Did he verbally declare it?
Now 10% cap to 15, that's like a home game. It's tough to beat that rake, unless it's
I don't like one shit.
it's not too bad if most pots get to like 300, because then it's the same as 5%, but if there's not that many big pots, then it's very hard. And Liv has been 3-bet by Igor.
Get him.
Come on, Liv, ship it in. See if he calls and wants any loving later. And ace high board. That's what we really all wanted ace jack 9. And now Liv's thinking, oh. I mean, Igor's thinking, oh, I can't believe I hit the ace, I have to bet. But once she calls, Igor's done with the hand anyway. Come on, Liv, stick it up him. Okay, that's going to be the end of the hand. Igor is never barreling again. Ace 10, 3, rainbow. Any bets on a check? 1,000 to 1 on. I'd still bet 10 grand. I'll probably lose. What he's going to try? He's going to barrel. He's turning his hand into a bluff. there's some dynamics going on here. Even if they're on the same bankroll, when one player's level, the other player's down, it doesn't matter if she gives her money to him and he loses it. It's better that he gives his money to her and she holds on to it. So there are some dynamics. Everyone at the table is loving this. When they get to see this hand, which will be roughly about now, because she'll want to know, let me tell you who's on the couch tonight. Alright guys, keep it friendly. We're here for a good time and a bit of fun. There are moderators. I don't want anyone to get banned. Go on, Liv. Oh, she just called quite right. Now, can he pull the free barrel? Deuce is a brick. There's no value in Igor betting. It's just a pure turning your hand into a bluff. She's called you on the flop and on the turn. You think ace nine's good? He's thinking, if I want a bit of action later, probably best just to check. If I want to win the money, I've got to bet, and I've got to bet big. He can only really... I bet he does like a really stupid bet, like 500. No, he shouldn't do that. I think that's worse. Maybe 100. Just get this over with. Everyone knows you two are now going to check. They're all sitting there at the table going, we know what's going on. You don't have to tank. Check. Slow roll him. Go to muck your cards and then take them back.
I don't win.
Oh, you could cut the tension with a knife. Look at that face. You trying to bluff me? He's in trouble.
With one pair, sir. Only one pair.
You're very kind, Liv.
Liv did not find that situation funny. But I don't know why. They should just make light-hearted jokes of the situation. Yeah, against Liv, if he's betting, she's because of their partners. They live together. They've been together for a while. Their heads up in the flops, come ace high, fairly dry, ace 10-3. He's bet she's called. Turn, he's bet she's called. And ace 7's not going to be good there. Liv's never going to call on the flop or the turn with a 10. Maybe against other players it's value 10. I don't think he's betting into his partner. He's already called him on the flop for value. Yeah, we do need action. Tony G, all is forgiven. Come on back. No, we don't have to forgive it. It's just a saying, all is forgiven. Daniel Kang in the building. Daniel Kank. Any faces in the lineup waiting to get in? How many runners? We were just talking about how many runners have they got so far? Oh wow, they're not good. Yeah, on a Monday night, 80 unique players. This 10,000 is going to get the guarantee. Rozadov is Viva Europe Vegas.
That's why I like to see the stream.
Volume's gone. Nope.
Oh, okay. Fast. Nee, ich wollte nicht spielen, weil alles.
Someone asking the best British cash players. I mean, there's a lot of very good British cash players that you never get to know about. You don't get to see them on streams. You don't get to see them in action. So it's very, very hard question to answer. I'd have to say nothing at this stage. I'm not really seeing enough of it myself even to make a comment, but there's so many great young players. I say young because I feel old. Players between the ages of like 19 and just 25 or something. They all play good. And you talk about the UK, I know people in London, the UK is huge. The truth is, you don't have to be the best player at the game. You've just got to be better than the players that you're playing against. So that's the truth about poker. Cash poker, table selection, very key. You can be the 10th best player in the world and be the worst player at the table. You can be the millionth best player in the country and be the best player at your table. So it's common sense. Phil Hellmuth. Has anyone seen that video recently that's been online? You had Beth Shack. You had the guy open with kings. Beth Shack tanking, doing this, all this. Looked terrible. She then decided to move all in. Phil Hellmuth then instantly moved all in behind. I believe this was a World Series of Poker final table. He then jumps up and announces, "Did you see that? I called her all in within a quarter of a second." She's dancing up and down, lifting her cards up to show her husband, saying, "I've got it, I've got it." They've still got a guy yet to act. How does he call him with kings? Still called with kings. Of course, the other two both had aces. If you haven't seen it, get onto YouTube or wherever. It's just a ridiculous video. I was really amazed at that. The hand's so embarrassing on so many different counts. I mean, I know you've only got 15 bigs left, but when she's doing all of that and she's all in and Phil Hellmuth then snap calls and all in, okay, if the table was silent or if he tanked and moved all in, but once he's jumping up and down giving the speech, once she's then jumping up and down showing her husband the cards, which I couldn't believe, and then saying, "I've got it, I've got it,"
Looks stronger from this.
Okay, you're right.
there were no words to describe.
Race UTG number 4.
Oh, yeah.
500. Good.
Oh, no.
You don't have to be the best to run the best. That's also true. Who you calling a fool? The ladies for SR. Tobias. SR hasn't really free bet yet much today, if at all. Give them respect. I was just mentioning that because I saw it the other day, that was all. And somebody mentioned Phil Hellmuth was interesting to watch. Yeah, there's quite a lot of big UK players crushing it, making fortunes that no one gets to see. So much action.
We're still gonna even. 7-7.
Ja, genau. Ja, das ist sogar ganz am
Is that better for you? Less of an echo? Definitely not in the top 5 cash player. That is for sure.
Ja, genau, wo das Apartment ist. Das ist dahinter nur die. Das ist ja so eigentlich. Die Stadt darf ja gar nicht mehr wachsen.
Weniger, ja.
Die wird ja. Wo bist du?
Salzburg. Ich bin München am Ausläufer.
Also du bist da heute.
Ja, ja, klar. Family und dann
Ich war auch in der Uni in Theorie. Von der Studentenstadt gewohnt. Kennst du die? Zeitweise.
ja, ist schon cool.
Nee, ist wirklich cool.
Ja, klar. Das ist krass teuer. Das ist schon. Das ist eine deutsche Stadt. Das ist schon. Ja. Kumpel von hier, den 32 Quadratmeter gehabt. 700 €. Nice.
Wir brauchen noch was bestimmt.
Du wohnst in London und so.
Ja, gut, das ist noch krass teuer.
Ich wohne sonst.
Ped, leave it out.
Ziemlich günstig.
Enjoy the stream.
Nice line.
So there you see the table, those racks of chips, 80,000 in yellows. So the green chips are 5k a piece. So 500,000 chips in that rack. 100k per 20 chips. Maybe they're expecting Leon to come to the table. Action on Martin. It's been opened by Liv.
If you want to raise, you make it 1,000. If you want to call, you make it 3. If you want to fold, you make it 0.
Unfortunately, you can't put links into the chat box.
That's the way to think so.
He's 3-betting in position, trying to take control of the hand.
Servus. Ich habe noch bis 12 gespielt gestern. Ne?
12, ja.
Yeah, I don't agree. I mean, I do agree. And a lot of people have mentioned that in comments that have been on there. But it's so... I can't... I mean, okay, Hershey wants to jump up and down and do that, but for Phil Hellmuth, when there's a player still to act, who's only got about 15 bigs, standing up shouting that, see that, she moved all in, I snap called her. I mean, he's only can have aces or kings really there. Yet they still got the other guy to call. Miracle. And Liv has 4-bet. She knows Martin's capable of raising this button. Quite light against her. She's now taking control and saying, I've got a hand. And she's got... I say she's got to c-bet now, but Martin may put her on a big pair. For her to 4-bet Martin there, Martin would probably put her range down to jacks, 10 jacks or higher. Martin's either just going to give this up, have a little raisy daisy. Yeah, she looks nervous, but still don't want to stare at Martin too long. She used to be full of life and chat at the table, Liv. There you go. I mean, he could also, in his mind, be thinking I could flat here, and then if she checks the turn, I could just bet. And that could be easier. Obviously, we see the cards. We know it's easy that he could raise here. But if you don't see the cards, for Liv to 4-bet, you might put her on a big pair. She has made the C-bet. C-bet was like a third of the pot. Well played, Liv.
Every time.
Like you.
I see on TV.
So you were watching and now you're gonna play. Oh, very smart. Very smart.
No, he has an advantage.
3,000 to London.
So you came because you saw that I'm giving it away?
Yeah.
At least Igor knows that.
What is it? Straddle or big blind?
Look at that, Martin. He watches, he finds out who gives it away, and sits on his left.
Yes. Yes.
Just like that. Can earn or learn around.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got 15.
Right, you've got to walk. Alexander Tomovich takes a seat at the table, first hand in the big blind. It's the first walk of the day, and guess you couldn't believe he's only got aces.
Thank you.
We saw him in action last night. He was doing so well, lost a huge pot towards the end. Against Max, got Max out of a big hole. Max was down about 30k, ended up winning 30k. Tune in tomorrow, my friend. 4 o'clock, we've got Omaha. The action will be fast and furious.
Did you hit there as well? Yes. No? Lucky machine.
I have
Lucky
trips.
machine.
Initiate trips.
No way. She'll check it. Sneaky check.
The button's opened. Quite rightly defended. Tomovic has been watching the stream. Sure, he's going to check now again. If it's checked to the button twice, you're usually going to get a bet. Exactly what's happened. He's not going to be in love with his hand, but he's going to check call. And I'm pretty sure, unless there's a massive scare card, it will go check, check. Yeah, there it is.
Okay,
Yeah, Liv and Igor have played a couple of hands against each other. Tomorrow it is, I believe, 50-100 PLO, pot limit Omaha. 10k sit down. And you can see the winners and the losers. Igor funding the game at the moment.
Eight raise 300.
sure. We're trying to get him involved. Oh, look at this. Down Pidun. Looks like a 3-bet to 750. That'll thin the field out. Martin Kabrhel. It's down about 40k at the moment.
Thanks.
Makes the call. Down Pidun. Gonna see bet. Snap fold. We hope Leon joins in tomorrow. That's the plan. We won't know till tomorrow.
Thanks.
At least get the 7 deuce game in action. Too many rocks at the table to play 7 deuce, I think. Heads up. It looks like there was a raise. Igor. And Liver's defending with Jack 9. She was crushed. She's only gone and flopped a Jack. 2 of them. Igor bets again. They both need a 10 to complete the straight. Well, the flush has got there. Love to see. Igor knows he can't win unless he bets if Liv checks to him. No problem, Angry Dave. Don't be angry. It's no good for you. She should have checked and let him just put him to the test, see if he wants to bluff us.
How is it possible?
I'm waiting until I get shorter. Someone raises. You raise all in, and they fold and I win. That's the idea.
Sorry? What? You play?
And they don't fold, so they have 2 chances.
You just get a freebie?
They maybe just fold. Or they can
Oh,
No way.
I'll remember that.
Wow.
No way. It's stupid.
There it is. He asked for a hand he could get it in and shove. Surely he's better off playing better. Just reload 20k and you'll have, or 15k, and now you've got 19k in front of you.
Well, nobody.
That was his choice.
Like if
Fang grabiš, nezaplatil blind deal.
I looked at it already.
So it's stupid.
well, nobody's gonna.
Double straight? No? Break
No. Wait.
I mean,
Well, I was doing thinking I have to pause. I had to go to
Hour and a
half.
half in.
yeah, I
40
know
hands.
it's not like but it's super
Opened.
simple, yeah.
No, I
Probabil arcana prosím tě, jo. Nejde takhle.
Straddled from
the
Pidun.
rest of it, they could just add it in the software.
Min
Doesn't
raised
matter,
from
it's
Igor.
just missing a buffer, doesn't matter. You understand?
SR call.
Yeah, the stack size is like 600, so what? Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree. It's better than having not having.
The flush came on the river. It came the third heart.
True story.
Talking about the hand with Liv and Igor, it came the third heart on the river. Unless I saw it wrong.
5,000, 10,000, and play only the 3 hands.
Come on, you like the blinds.
What?
You like the blinds. You
I'm not
can
big
get
defender.
involved cheaper.
I'm not big defender. can still heal.
Maybe with a table talk for a little bit.
You can try. You want to hand, Igor, you? Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
I only needed ace king to win. King high flop.
There was a flop there? Okay.
King high.
Sorry. A to není tak nemůže být. A to je nesmysl, prostě nemůže to nastavit nesmyslně, jo? To někdo musí rozumět. My jsme to tak nastavili. Jaký je důvod? Jaký je důvod? Prosím? No jo, určitě zlato.
Good block.
No good AI. Surprise. Because on the floor. Toby, it was triple on the floor, please, yeah? 600. What do you have on the floor?
Attention.
Imagination, yeah? Imagination.
Overcards to the board.
That's fine.
Wow.
Very good.
I like it.
I had it open-ended on the turn. Didn't see it.
Yeah, I call
Boeree
it
is 300.
nice call.
The devil. Sixes. SR. Looking and hoping Martin finds a hand. If he plays a pot generally on the button, he free bets. Let's see. Oh, he's got ace king suited. 3-bet coming in. And Kabrhel is deep. SR's got 16k. So it's 3 to call. He's probably going to make it like 1200-ish. He might even just go bigger. He does like big bets. He doesn't want to make it 1200 and it go call, call, call. 1650. SR plan has worked. He's paid attention to what's been happening, the dynamics. And he knew Martin had the button. Tough spot now for Roman. Won't be surprised to see him fold.
What is the nonsense? If you miss the blind, you don't need to pay.
Can I get a small lager?
Stupidity.
Pilsner with
It's Iranian flag, I believe.
He pays.
next to SR, because in our notes it said he was Iranian. And now SR. What's his plan? He's re-raised to 4,300.
Tommy explains you.
Well, Kabrhel might just want to see all 5 cards.
Mistake. Now I get re-raised.
Yeah.
Can't be like that, yeah? That can. It's not. No, ask some professionals. It's not possible to play like that.
What? For you to be so unprofessional and distracted?
To get re-raised.
To not
I think that's average will be false.
How about we can just, we can also say what we like.
I don't have that much of a preference.
It's just stupidity, yeah? He just normally, no, it's not funny, yeah?
They're talking about if players walk away from the table and don't have to post blinds like normal.
43, yeah? 43?
At the King's Casino, if you leave the table, you get dealt in all cash games here until you reach the big blind, and then you get a miss blind button. And when you come back to the table, you have to post your blinds. And I think that players, when they get back here, are not posting blinds if they've been away from the table, and that's what Martin was talking about. Martin's probably thinking if he did have a pair like 10s, jacks, he would have just called my 1650. I don't know if these guys know each other. He can fold, absolutely. Depends what mood he's in. If he's on tilt, he's putting the lot in. If he's in the zone, he may just decide, I'm going to give it up. He's certainly thinking about it. Doesn't look like he's been on tilt for the last hour. So probably doing okay in the big games he was playing yesterday and today. If his opponent does have a massive pair, queens or kings or aces, he's moved all in. I think that's what he announced. Snap call. He wants to see all 5 cards because he's probably not going to get paid if an ace hits the board. That's what he's thinking, maybe. Yeah, they're running it twice. 41,550. But I think that takes into account because they're both moved all in. It's about 35k this pot. So the first pot goes to the kings. Martin needs a spade, an ace or a king. Just one out now, and they chop it up. Chop, choppity chop.
Tricky.
It said 41,550.
Is this okay?
17, 35, 36, about 38,000 that pot. So that's the biggest pot so far. Second board, the flop was pretty decent for Martin. From being in bad shape, it's just under a flip. The button got the hooks. Some people love them, some people hate them. 1,000 more to call.
So if I take it
Don't
back,
play the
I
same
take it
stack.
back as well. Is that how it works?
You have to win something. I give you action.
Well, Liv's folded an ace, so there's 2 left in the deck. Got the wheel draw. Got clubs. No, we've got a gut shot and an over. Nice flop for the jacks.
I played everyone like 100 to 2,000 hand. The better ones, the worse ones.
It tends to bet half to 2/3 pot.
So you're nearly there. You're nearly there. I'm the best. You're nearly the best.
And you can say you played against anybody heads up, right?
I didn't play against everyone. I didn't play against like the 10, 15 best or something. Sorry. That's alright.
1,850.
Just under 2/3. Would have been good to see Martin lose that. That would have definitely opened up this game. Or he might have just decided, well, this game's not really the game to get out of it. Go and sit in the Omaha.
2-2? I think 2-2. No, I don't think so. I was winning 2-0 at the beginning. I checked. $2.5K. Okay, behind? Exactly.
Surely it's the end of the hand. Surely. I think Liv's telling Igor not to play the game. Telling him off for the ace-9 maybe. Maybe she is pregnant, who knows? He was rubbing the belly. She doesn't look pregnant. Wow, he's called. Surely he shouldn't be on tilt.
You get good food. Outside.
Kabrhel in trouble. It's a good turn. It's a good river card for Pidun. I don't think it's a great card for Martin to bluff. It's never stopped him before though. There you go then. She's not pregnant. Doesn't look it, does she? Is that beer hers? She likes the beer, huh? Maybe she doesn't know she's pregnant. That's a good reason to drink. I think the world would know if she was pregnant. She would have tweeted it.
That's 2,500.
Wow, really trying to get a bit of something from Martin. A lot of players just check behind there with jacks.
Good hand.
More chips called a trap for Roman. Igor calling for more. Martin does not look happy. He wants action. See what Igor has just pulled up another 10k.
Medal. Tashi.
6-3 suited. Love this as a cash hand. 2 overs and a gut shot for Martin. Seabet takes it down. €1,000.
Yeah, one is second, one is the fair one too.
That's where we are now. The King's Casino, Rozhdov. I don't disagree. I would prefer to say, well, one time or... I don't know if you can get 4 in. 5, 8, 24. Yeah, once or 4 times.
10k, they moved it to the start.
Not at the end, yeah? At the end there is nothing.
Yeah, they moved
What's the question?
the 10k, Monaco, they moved it to the start. I think it's happening now.
The 10k high roller is happening right now.
They didn't move it. There has never been a 10k high roller.
That's right.
Ah, yes, right.
10k is the main event.
So it's 25, right.
So it is 25 is still a
I can't
25.
imagine there's anybody
So it's
there.
new tournament.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's just going to be a small field. They had it recently a couple of times where they just had a 5k like at the beginning of the tournament. Seriously.
Why not? Why not? Like, it's never bad to add 2 tournaments to this game.
Liv, obviously a PokerStars pro, promoting PokerStars, going to say everything's good about it.
They would like 50 back.
So on is going on right now already. So.
Oh yeah, but hopefully I'll be there.
So
Stapes for Prez, good evening.
We're actually coming on the day to...
The card deck comes up from the table, it's the shuffling machine.
Okay, still.
So you've got one deck shuffling while one deck's in use. Then the other deck gets put into the machine and the other one taken out.
15 to register the 10k. I mean, that'd be cool. Like, I'd be down jumping into the 10k on day 2.
Yeah, they do it for, I guess they're doing it for variants, but I'll be honest, if I lose kings to ace king, good luck to the fella. Let's get the money in. The goal of this game is to get your money in good. Kings against ace king is pretty good.
But you still, I'd probably get like 40 bigs or 50 bigs or I don't know.
You play 100k?
talking about the high roller events in Monte Carlo that they're all going out to on Wednesday. 100k super high roller.
10k day 2, and if you make it to the like final day or whatever, then we can like register the 100 or even on day 2 the 100 if you want to, whatever, if you want even the 10k. Yeah, definitely down.
Well, once they come out the machine, you'll see the dealer gives them a quick riffle, comes out the machine and cuts the deck.
Yeah, but going a little bit down now, year to year.
I'm not sure. About the same, I would say. Maybe even bigger, I don't know. We're still quite big.
I think it will be smaller.
There it is, the Dutch Poker Tour coming up here. It starts Thursday.
Yeah.
Somebody asking earlier how many levels they play on day 1. I did ask the
I really don't know.
gentleman at the poker desk. He told me he believes 14.
But it was going down year to year, 2014 to 2015. Right.
You can put a line.
Kabrhel opens, and Dan with the aces, flats.
And I'm asking about the specific year. It was going down, yeah?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Actually, no, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Bessim was scheduled to be in this. Wow, what a flop. There is going to be action. Up and down for SR. Top pair with a gut shot for Martin. The overpair. Yeah, there is a couple of side games going on, so maybe Bessim's playing one of those.
First prize is going to be smaller because they make it all.
Martin c-bet this.
It's going to be a double line.
Just a call. Don't mind that with aces. Not the greatest board in the world.
Making the things better with the outside.
It's you people. Not her people, it's them people. It's fine.
So far, the biggest loser, and the only loser, I believe, at the table is Igor. He's down well over 40k. Biggest pot so far has been 38,000. And Martin's going to think that's a good card for him, since it just went call. Pretty sure he's just going to flat call this as well.
Germans.
Yeah, right.
Final tables every year for the last 4 years.
The most successful player in Monaco.
Igor?
Into.
With the great questions like, why is it in Monaco?
Yeah, it's like
Why is it in Monaco?
Yeah.
25k.
What is it about Monaco?
Oh, the energy fields.
I should just answer stuff like that, right? Just like,
No, but enough
The
people won't
cheese,
think
They
that
fold
enough
the up and down. Paired board could be drawing to a chopped pot.
Enough people won't think people are joking.
7 of spades on the river.
I know.
Martin is going to think he's good still
It's a good part.
and make a bet, I reckon. Unless he just wants to check call.
Makes it better.
Maybe he puts his opponent on Jack 10, who's not going to bet the river, but may call him.
If he into energy and things, right? Works pretty well. I like it.
Whether it does not.
Like the
Well, whatever he does bet, when he bets, pretty sure it's getting called.
sorry, Igor's mom.
One thing I actually like a bit less about it, it's not a fault you guys, but that it is more of a topic than if I have just normal use of alcohol. Like this is something that
Now you know what it's like to be objectified.
yes. And I don't like it too much. It's surprising.
It happens often then too. Like less obviously way less
Oh, it does, but if it's way less, and even then, it's not.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's gone into check call mode. Dan Pidun's probably thinking, hold on, Martin's checked. That doesn't happen that often.
Just threatening as well. He's just less capable to do anything about it.
Well,
It's just because of like stronger versus not capable mentally or physically.
This pot could have been a lot bigger. He's just going to check behind. Maybe he thinks he's not getting called by much. I mean, Queen 10 might be a hand that would call. That's probably marginal if you'd call it. So Martin will be happy that he's lost near enough minimum in the hand.
Actually, it does also happen in a...
There you see it,
in a negative way.
down 37.
Yeah,
They're going for 55.
I mean, like,
Like Fred's open the box. Like random shit.
Everyone else at the table in profit.
I don't know, like there's... No, just when people see people on TV, like whatever.
no, but we're talking about objective,
No,
like,
let's check,
about
let's go
the
for it.
physical appearance.
Yeah, you go.
Oh, I mean,
Like
it's very rare. I mean, it's an exception.
Martin now with the bullets.
Commonplace. Whereas in women,
And he's going to get no action. This could send him on tilt.
regardless.
He's not happy. Dan Pidun, he is a German player. I don't know too much about him. Yeah, Ivy runs it once. He doesn't care about the variance. He's playing the game to win. That's probably why. Play within your right bankroll. You want the action. If you're on a draw, you run it twice, 3 times,
I doubt that I folded once.
just for save a bit of money back. But if you hit it the first time, you want all the money. Alex Tomovic, solid player till he tilts up, as we saw yesterday. 1700. Oops. Was that, oh no, I think that was a straddle for 200. Opened by Igor under the gun, ace 5. 3 bet, not a 4 bet with jacks. Tobias with ace queen. Well, he'll know Tomovic is a solid player. And there's got a big pair or ace king, maybe worse ace queen. Igor may have had an ace opening under the gun, so he doesn't want to get involved. Suited ace with a wheel draw on tilt. He did fold.
What do you fold? Check. One check.
One ace, one jack. We have the same hand. What do you think about that?
One ace.
Oh, good fold.
48 hands in. 2 hours on. Still about 3 hours left to go. Here at the King's Casino, Rozadov.
No shop again, huh?
If you're in the area and you fancy coming down, plenty of side events. Tomorrow, it's Meet the No Limit Hold'em Stars. Sorry, Meet the Stars at No Limit Hold'em. It's €45 plus €5 buy-in with one rebuy of €25. You get 10k and 10k. You can re-enter twice, so you can buy in, have the rebuy, get knocked out. Buy in, have the rebuy, get knocked out. Buy in, have the rebuy. 20-minute levels, 6,000 guaranteed. Flop, ace, ace, ace. Used to work for a company that, when we did the streaming, if it was a tour, and if on any table a dealer dealt ace, ace, ace on the flop, every person at the table got a free seat to the next event. Pretty good promotion. Yeah, it might be peanuts, but you still don't want to be doing 40k. Doesn't matter how good you are, how rich you are, you never want to lose. I used to play in a 5-10 game, a private game with some very, very wealthy Israelis. Money meant nothing to them. But if we used to play a set time, every week we'd turn up between 8 and 9 and we'd play till like 3:30. And if at 3:30 there was a couple of them in the game, if they were losing, didn't matter if they were losing 100, 1,000 or 10,000, the game had to carry on for another hour. And then another hour. They did not like losing. Nobody likes to lose. It doesn't matter if the money means nothing. The min buy-in is 10,000. Oh, Igor's getting paranoid. He wants to cut his hair. He was talking earlier. People are talking about him on the stream.
Not mine, but
Would be good if it were yours.
Future is yours.
In the future is yours, and the future.
I don't like it.
No, I was joking about the tilt, obviously. He wasn't even tilting when he was a few 100,000 down in the massive game we had about a year ago. I don't think he's a player that tilts.
I know, I guess that's one of them.
You play these limits, why don't you come down? Get yourself on the table.
Good beers in the country probably and don't like export them. That's what most of the countries do. Leffe for Belgium is probably like Peroni for Italy. It's by far not the best.
We're only joking. We want to see Martin tilt because we know he does. We know and we've seen that Martin Kabrhel tilt. And it's great to watch. Other players love it because they can get involved. They don't like it when he wins his money back though. The lib's opened here. And the hijack, cut-off called, buttons called, small blind's going to... Well, he pumps it up to 3k. He knows that Liv's going to give him this one. Kabrhel, on the other hand, yeah, you're not wrong, I guess. If you are in San Francisco Bay, sitting on the dock of the bay, it's a long way to come. I hope the action's good out there. Or you go down to Vegas, I guess, quite a lot. Or play online those stakes. Now Liv opened with everyone flat in behind. The dynamics and the metagame here that Martin may be thinking is for Igor to 3-bet, he knows Liv is just going to move in if she's got a monster or fold everything else. And he can just pick up the 2k dead money. Alright, Stapes, we're back tomorrow 4 p.m. for the Pot Limit Omaha. Scheduled to play for 4 hours, and then again at 9 o'clock we have the Hold'em. straddle from Tobias. Raised by Liv. Pocket jacks. Martin Kabrhel. I don't think he's got 15k in front of him. Just calling. The ducks are priced in. Wow, suited one gappers. Doesn't want to call. Out of position. Ace 5 folds. One ace left in the deck for these boys and girls. Jack deuce for carnage. Well, Liv needing to catch one of the two jacks or the one ace or queen. Yeah, the PLO is good fun on the stream. Well, Kabrhel will like this turn card. He's checked. They all checked behind him. I think he's going to stick him. I bet if Liv checks. Well, Liv has taken the initiative. She's realised that Martin even checked and everyone else has checked. She wants the money in the middle. There was 2.5 grand up for grabs. Martin over 1,200 calls. A deuce on the river. Let's catch a look at Igor's face. The one time he had a bit of good luck, he wasn't in the pot. Now Liv's dilemma is she can't really beat a bigger flush draw because maybe he called with the ace high flush draw. So there's nothing she can really beat, which means she has to bet to win. Barrel. Come on. Yeah, we had a bit of fun today with the PLO. He's given up. Pretty sure he's just going to check behind. What can she beat? You tell me what she can beat. Queen Jack is the only hand she can beat. If he had ace jack with the flush draw, okay, he'd probably bet the flop. She can't assume he's going to call with a hand like ace jack. She's got ace high, right? Am I seeing this correctly? She's just got ace high. She could check call. I'm lost. She's going to check call to be a hero call to beat a jack high flush draw. It'd have to be jack 9. There you go. Still everyone in profit. Except for Igor.
How much 500 do you have? How many 500? Sorry.
No call. Not yet. Probably call, but not yet.
So Liv opens. And Igor wants to call with suited 1 gappers. SR's called. A gut shot for Igor, backdoor hearts. SR with second pair. He's checked, Liv's checked. And Igor had a stab. Liv has called because she knows he's probably unlikely to keep barreling. It's a good card for Liv. It's a good card for Igor. He's thinking, why does this have to be against you? Anyone else, I'm going to bet this turn. $4K in the middle. He should play it like he's playing against any other player. She is giving him the stare down. 2200. She opened, he flatted, SR called behind. She bet flop, he called. She's check, calling the turn. Oh. Come on a brick. Two of clubs. That's good. Liv, check. Igor now has to pull the trigger unless... I mean, he can beat Jack 10 now, can't he? He's got a 5 as a showdown. Let's get the camera to their faces. It is silent again at the end of one of the pots between these two. Martin just sticking the knife in. She's raised free and you've called. Liv, tell him off.
Offsuit. Suited? Oh, I really think offsuit, sorry. It was not like needed. I think offsuit.
Oh, flash draw on return. Beautiful hand.
I see the diamond and I can't see it. And heart.
Martin just rubbing it in. Love it.
Very nice call. Actually.
Even Liv cracked a smile.
Let's raise under the gun, Igor. 75 left, let's go.
Actually, I was
FX
not even
simmer.
thinking. I was not I can't see that. Yeah, I see diamond and heart. And I was thinking, okay.
Play the game.
Okay, straight up. One time.
Talk sample with her, I know what she's doing.
You're planning on representing Zech, right?
Yeah, the turn hurts a bit.
Unlucky river. Very unlucky.
Yeah, get over that man flu. It's no good. I think Liv should be giving him the needle at the table. Should ask him why he didn't barrel the river. Well, yesterday we saw Tobias didn't want to really get involved and play big pots. Straddled by Kabrhel, opened from Roman. 3-bet from Tobias.
Rocket Kings. Yeah.
They do show that every randomly at times. We're on a half-hour delay. They do the graphics live, so everyone is up at the table. Oh, we have Max Altegot in the room. The man that was down 30k and ended up winning 30k in about 1 hour. More bragging.
Afterwards, yeah. Yes.
How are we doing?
Good, very, very good. Yeah,
You're-
I was just watching a little bit the game from the outside.
Watching Igor donating?
Yeah, I can't believe it. I mean, some of the things he's done, I think they're whatever.
You think he's sleeping on the couch tonight?
No. I haven't seen everything, you see. I watched like partly things of it, but not, I haven't seen all that. But I definitely picked up on a few things, but
There was a hand yesterday you played.
yes, which one?
Really interesting, where you donated. I say donated. You made a bit of a hero call against maybe I think the one player at the table that we were talking about it in the chat. There was a hand. I'm trying to think who it was against, and I think it was quite a decent sized bet he made on the river, and you just had ace high, and you called. Do you remember the hand? Who was in the game?
I probably had something like ace 9 or ace 8
Against Scotty. It must have been against Scotty or Bessin.
against Scotty. It was against
Ace
Scotty.
ace 8. Yeah, that's right.
It was ace 8. Well, it was just, in a situation, I don't remember the board run out very well, but I remember that there were just a lot of missed draws that you could have. And Scotty, I don't know if you watched him yesterday playing, but I think he was fantasizing about what to do. Like, Scotty is a very smart guy. He's very smart and very hard about a lot of things. So when it comes to playing poker, he's very smart too, but he has this
The only suit I
urge
stupid call against him.
to use something special. So diamonds hands that no one would
So
expect.
that when the
to
flush
call
comes out, I can say,
I got a famous hand and it's
Yeah.
king 3 and
And so he just like rumbles in there, you know, and it's like this guy who's in the ring running around and trying to do something. And so against him, it's very difficult to hold in terms of certain situations, especially where there's so many hands that I could see yesterday where he would have been bluffing with.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that, like, for the pot odds, and I was just thinking, for the amount it was, you could use that more to like gamble with him in a hand. I'm just curious about it.
Yeah, because relatively in poker, it's not about just about the amount that you can use later on. Because technically, let's say you have 100 buy-ins with you. It doesn't matter what the amount is, because you can keep reloading, and this is the beauty about cash games, which you don't have in tournaments. Because in tournaments,
One life.
you're out, and you have to really think about where you want to call 5 big blinds or not. While in a cash game, you really try to have to go for what's the most profitable line at this time.
It's interesting. That's what we spoke about because there was a really good hand between Scotty and Tobias yesterday, where Tobias actually folded aces in a hand that just in a tournament. I know he's a world-class tournament player, and people are saying he's a great tournament player. Which in a tournament I can understand a fold there, but I just didn't understand a fold against that player in a cash game.
Yeah, if you saw Scotty what he was doing before, Scotty was somewhat betting big when he had value hands and betting smaller when he did not. And Toby picked up on that. And one of the things is, if you look at Scotty's hand directly, he had an open and straight and he turned
Flush draw.
What
On a
if he
pair
would have
full
kept an open and straight and would he lead as well?
Very interesting,
Questionable.
yeah.
So it's one of those turns where you think, okay, Scotty could have 6 of hearts, Scotty could have king 6 of hearts or something, but in the rare combinations of the hand, it's probably like 6, 7, 8 pure hands that you have. And then,
But he talks, and the way he talks, there's so much information I think Scotty gives away at the
I
table.
don't think so. I think
You don't.
Scotty, I think there's a lot of people that give the talking information away, but I think Scotty is
Confuses them.
I talk with him a lot outside the table, and Scotty is someone very knowledgeable, and he's very fast on his tongue.
Very clever.
Is
Yeah,
there something
yeah,
like this
yeah. I know.
in
Yeah,
you?
he's very quick thinking and quick-witted.
Quick talker.
Knows what to say, and
Yes, exactly.
he does kind of use a lot of reverse psychology. He'll know the right things to say.
Just in social,
Yeah.
you know, when you sit down with him at a dinner table, he's really talking, really like interesting, and he just throws those things, and you know, on people that
Witty, yeah. Yeah, it's quick-witted.
Yes, and so, and against these people, it's very, very tough to analyze the speech and make a sense out of it, because he's one out of very rare people that I know that can do this. So it's not like I
Immer mega Shifter einfach komfortabel.
you know,
Nee,
when you have,
genau, Schiffstand ist das falsche Wort eigentlich.
let's say people that are more quiet.
Ja.
All of a sudden talk.
And all of a sudden they talk, and then their face expression.
man muss ihn so ein bisschen in die Nähe
Talk is so great because they never say anything, right? And so they don't know how to get away with things.
And they don't feel comfortable.
Exactly. So no, I think Scotty is the
And they want to know why you're not playing today.
Oh, there's no secret. There's a lot of people that want to play in the game, and what they're trying to do is to keep the lineup interesting and always mixed up. And so, yeah.
So there's a bit of PLO tomorrow. Are you going to sit in the PLO game tomorrow?
I think I'm not going to be again for you see when in the King's Cash Casino in the King's Casino there are cash games. They usually come in PLO players and people that prefer to play no limit. And so when there's PLO games, I really try to put the people that really only like PLO in there. While I play both games, and honestly I do prefer no limit hold'em. So it's fine with me if I get to be in these lineups. Even though the PLO are pretty fun
Crazy,
gamble,
yeah.
pretty fun gamble. I mean, you can really walk away from the key there.
And we were here a year ago, and you left here. You went to Monte Carlo. Was it 3 or 4 final tables last year?
Oh, I did
No.
2 final tables. I played 3 tournaments. Final table 2 of those, and the other one I almost min cashed. So, and then in the final tables, it was well. In first place, it's very lucky to get to the final table. But when you're in the final table, you see there's this mentality that you want to win, and everything else in the win.
She's an astrophysicist.
And yeah, I got third and fifth, and the results were still fantastic.
Yeah, at the time it's not nice, but the next couple of days later, and you realise, you know, I used to be like that. Like second, anything other than the win is just it's mentally to be able to take that. It's hard. But actually, Julian Gardner, years and years ago, became second at the World Series main event. And for me, I would think I wouldn't sleep for 6 months. I'd feel sick. Because you're that close and you miss it. And he said, Paul, it was the best day of my life. I made 1.1 million. And I said, you know what? Took my hat off. I was like, that's fair play, respect to you. And the truth is, if you play a tournament and when you register, they say to you, listen, if you sign here, you've come 5th. You'd sign it.
Yeah.
But when you come 5th,
yes and no. For me, it's actually a little different. When I became 3rd, I was so happy. But then days later, that's when I think, oh wow, if that would have turned a little bit different. In this moment, there is a sort of a gratification that I feel. And the reason is, it also depends on the play. You see, when I did a mistake, that's when it sticks with me, right? In that same day, onto the next, not in days, it's gotta be honest, the next hours. But when I played perfect, when I played fine, and I felt that I have done something really, really good, and the result was great, I mean, getting 3rd was great, then I'm very happy to say, I mean, I remember last year in Monte Carlo, I went out with my girlfriend to have something in the sushi, and we were celebrating.
Ja, für ein halbes Jahr.
absolutely.
But then, a few days later, that's when it came to me, oh man, wow,
This hand would have been different.
I split here where I could have won the pot, and then at 8, this guy is only 28%. I could have easily won that up and become second. And this is when my head starts spinning, so usually it's...
Yeah, you're right. It's worse if it's a bad beat. Like if you get it in with Jack to be queens, okay, it just happens. It's sick that it's 3-handed and this is the situation. But in tournaments, the blinds get big. Situations happen. Most of the time, you're getting it in on a flip or 60-40. Yeah, but also if you're a short stack, let's say you've been playing in 2 tables in, you've had 10 bigs and you've grinded 10 to 20 bigs to make the final table, you've had nothing happen and you manage to ladder and come 4th, you're going to be ecstatic with that result because you never really were in with a shot. But if you're chip leader and then all of a sudden you're running bad and doubling everyone up.
It has only to do with the expectations we have. You think that, yeah, well the results, it seems like Igor is the biggest loser here at the table right now, right? Losing 41,000. And everyone else is winning, that's so funny. That doesn't happen very often. People just have one loser. And Igor's supposed to be one of the. Igor's supposed to be one of. Yeah, I mean, he's really good player. He's supposed to be one of the better players at the table. So, you're not going to see that happening very often.
Yeah, just talk a little bit closer to the mic so they can hear. Sorry.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no problem. Sorry, guys.
So we'll start from the top. No, I'm joking. So, is Philip Gruesome coming, you know?
Oh no, he's not coming. He's at the moment visiting family and friends, and there's a birthday party he didn't want to miss, as far as I understood. But he's going to be in Monte Carlo and playing all the tournaments.
100k, you're going to be in the Super High Roller?
I don't know yet. I haven't made up plans. I made just the plans to come here and play the cash games, and everything further I will just decide.
Well, you got a baby now, so it's hard when you're away from home, like I know. It's killing me every day. See my little fella? I have to see little videos on the screen with him because I just miss him too much. So, like, you're here for 3 days. If you start going to Monaco, all of a sudden you're away 10 days. It is tough.
Yes, and it can be, for me, it's of course a little bit easier being away. I have the excitement of playing poker, things are happening. While for my girlfriend, you see, she feels every day a little bit different. There's good days and there's bad days, so I will go accordingly with what's best for the relationship.
The only thing that's best for the relationship is go make the money. Don't come home without the money. Good. But there's plenty of side action going on here today. I see I don't know what this was about. I guess Leon is hoping that the Stars will play this tournament tomorrow. He's put a tournament on.
Meet the Stars, no limit hold'em.
So it's a €45 buy-in for like the regular players to come and sit with guys like yourself and these guys at the table.
Oh wow! Yeah, well maybe. I mean, okay, maybe. Could be fun. It's always fun. You see, there's one part of me, I don't want to play for 50 years poker, and there's the other part of me that I know there's also some people that are excited to sit with us at the table.
Exactly.
So it's sort of like you're spending time with people that kind of would like just to talk to you for an hour or two, and there's nothing wrong with taking time for that.
A lot of respect for players that do it because, like you say, there's a lot of players, they watch you, and how can it hurt just to sit down for an hour, 2 hours of your time? You don't even have to play to win, you just play there, you play a few hands, talk to the players, get it in, you're up, you go and sit on the cash game.
Yes, and there is a second cash game running. The PLO game is still running, the one that was on TV earlier. So usually what happens is in these TV cash games, they keep going on TV, but after the TV, people don't want to stop, so they just keep playing.
Come back yesterday. I mean, the real interesting hand is Alex Tomovic. Now, I sat there.
3-9-25.
I believe it was
It's set.
I
flopped the set.
So, yeah. Now, I think you've check raised the flop.
Yeah.
Against a player like Alex. Now I know you've checked. Now a lot of flops with a raise in the action. Sometimes I like to lead out sets, especially when there's an ace high board. But because Alex is such a solid player that if he doesn't have the ace, he's left the pot. So that must be what you're thinking. And if you check raise, if you've got ace king, you know you're probably going to catch him on the river.
Well, it's very simple. If you think about it, let's say he doesn't have the ace. He has anything between tens and kings. How many streets will he call my bets? So does he call the flop turn river if I bet out 3 times? No, he will not. At some point he will fold. So I'm wondering, okay, so if I lead the flop, I don't have an additional advantage right now. But if I check raise, and he has ace king, he might just pay me off all 3 streets. And wonderfully, he had ace jack and did pay me off all the streets. So, I mean, arguably, you cannot say it was wrong because it worked out perfectly.
No, I'm not saying,
and so,
saying
no,
it's wrong, yeah.
But I'm just saying about the idea.
What do you think about his call though? Now, not on the flop. I'm talking on the turn. He's got to make a decision here. Now, if he's saying to himself, "If I call
My
this
50
turn,
or your 50? How we shove it?
I have to call river, unless maybe it's a heart.
You don't want? You want or not?
2 hearts on the board. Would you check?
Should I look or not?
But you see, whether it's ace jack or ace king doesn't make a difference because I don't have ace king. So when I check raise, I either have exactly hands like I did, or I have a flush draw. And so I think it's fine to call in tournament. These cards are really great. But personally,
But let's say you had the flush draw. You're not going to barrel the river if you miss now.
Oh,
against this
sometimes.
player once he's called, but against him specifically, once he's called you on the turn.
Oh,
You see, afterwards it's very easy to discuss about hands, but in this specific moment, I was, for example, feeling, when I went all in, I felt, wow, he will, when I was sitting there, in my mind, what went through is that I think he will fold quite a decent amount of time. And I hope that he will call still a decent amount of time, enough for me to be happy. Okay? So which is 30 to 40%. If he calls like 40% of the time, ace queen, ace jack or something, I'm very happy. So we don't know. He ended up calling yesterday, but let's say the situation comes up 10 times. He might end up folding off his 10 times 5. And I was lucky enough to pick yesterday one of those 5 that he's calling. So you can't tell it in this abstract black or white answers where you say, oh yeah, of course he's going to call, or of course he's going to fold, especially if a player like Alex, because we kept on playing and he did some very surprising folds to me. So I don't think it was very clear that he's going to call there or not. And if he would make the folds that he made later on in the game, I think it would have been good for me to keep bluffing.
Okay. There you go. Good analysis. The Omaha will be online tomorrow from 4 o'clock. So up and down versus top pair versus over pair. We'll go to the action.
Yeah, let's go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it happens quite often on the stream that you know, it just becomes interesting to ask people general poker questions, you know, about life as it is in poker. Especially when in the stream there's not much happening. But right now, let's see what happened.
So bet from Roman, called and called.
Okay, that's not very surprising. Oh yeah, he's a cute one. He's so small and tiny.
And he's
Unbelievable.
double the size he was.
Yeah.
So incredible what they can do. These hospitals.
You wanna play, huh? Yeah. No problem. She will deal it for you, for sure.
So now the big blind has let out 12.50. Roman's called it.
Ooh, that's not a good river for ace 5. This bluff is not going to work out. If he's still bluffing. I guess he is. It very much looks like it that he's going to fire another time. But it's also very, very small usually. He bets. It seems like that
Pidun. Dan is always betting on the smaller side. So versus Dan, it seems to be okay to be calling a little bit more because his bet sizings are just so small. So you don't have to be afraid to be facing big bets on the river or big bets on the turn. But they always just, yeah, because they're so small, you can be definitely calling more. And Roman just called. It's probably not going to get called by much if he raises. I don't know. Pidun's quite solid.
Yeah, he is. Everyone seems to be quite solid on this table.
Yeah. Somebody saying, hats off to Leon for sorting it. Not really sure what they're talking about because the link was deleted. Where is Leon? We need him at the table. Where's Jungle Man?
Jungle Man. I think Jungle Man is in Hong Kong right now. The last time I spoke to him, he was in a hotel room in Hong Kong waiting to be playing in some very, very big Chinese cash games. They love him. You know, everyone loves it. I don't know if you watch the GPL, the Global Poker League, and Jungle Man, everyone loves the Jungle Man. He sits in front of his webcam and he's talking very funnily. And he's just very entertaining the way he is. And so people love him, and also in live cash games. And he gets quite a lot of invitations from some very wealthy Asian businessman would like to play with him. So
That sounds wrong. He gets invitations from wealthy businessmen to come and play with him. No.
yeah. Well, if you trust him, that sounds really great.
The board yesterday was this is all pre-flop, blind on blind, open 3-bet in the call.
Yeah, Igor should be always 3-betting his hand because you just want to be you just want to get more money in with very good hands pre-flop, so just to build a bigger pot.
And to take control in position against the tight player in the small blind.
You don't need to take control against tight players very much, if you think about it, right? Because they're tight. They usually don't bring you too much in very, very difficult spots. It's more people that bet a lot and make your life difficult. This is against people where someone's going to take control.
So there's someone mentioning that there might be a massive $1 million winner-take-all shootout.
I have not heard about it.
5x6 shootout in Macau. I've got a shootout format we're bringing back, the old shootouts we're bringing back in London. So if you're ever in London and want to play one, it's going to be every month. Now the EPT's not in London anymore, that a lot of the big players don't travel so much.
What happened? Wasn't it in London anymore?
I think it just became too expensive for them to host it there because they would have to. There's no casino big enough to fit all the players in, so they had to hire a hotel, get the licensing done. So in association with one of the casinos, they'd have to then hire a hotel and have the hotel conference areas for all those days, and the costs of setting it up and doing it and staffing it and everything just became no good to them since the new guys took over.
So this is a great river for Igor, by the way. 3-betting and then they're betting flop and turn twice. Igor sometimes has the best hand, so I would understand if he would check and fold to win the pot. But king is a very decent river for him to be bluffing because he could be having king queen or ace king that he just bet twice. And no, he's not. He's going to split the pot. I would have loved Igor to show a little bit more heart and be bluffing here.
I think he looks a bit deflated at the moment, a bit like you did yesterday with an hour to go.
Yes, if in 2 hours you lose four buy-ins, it's something that starts making you think, okay, what am I doing wrong here? What just happened? Wait, let me reflect on everything that just happened. And yeah, sometimes it's just sometimes you don't realize in a very specific moment that everything was actually fine. It was just patiently.
And there was the one hand, and as you won it, I said, this is going to be your turnaround point. And literally within 5 minutes, your whole the energy and your whole persona just changed, and then you look ready and focused already.
Yes, that's very important. When you're losing, it's very, very important to keep focus on what's happening instead of replaying in your head over and over again the situation where you lost. It's much more important to be in the present moment with everyone and focusing on what's happening right now and then what happened, because you cannot change it, but you can still be in that game right now making great decisions.
Absolutely. I mean, there's time to dwell on the past when you get back to your room after the game's ended.
Yeah. So, interesting thought by Alex. I thought he could be. I kind of would have expected him sometimes to call the sixes in the big blind there against the 3-bet. But Martin is not going to fold it, that's for sure. He's also not going to 4-bet. I think he's just going to call a lot because Danny has been playing very solid so far. So there's no real reason for Martin to believe that Daniel's playing back on him on the button. So he's just going to see a flop.
Yeah, I looked down massively. What a flop this is for Kabrhel, but unfortunately, he's not really going to get action.
There's nothing going to
unless Dan wants to lead out on this flop.
He's going to go check.
Yeah.
And Daniel's like, no, I don't want to see an ace.
Well, this is out of character for Dan,
betting?
To be fair.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
the only reason he's betting right now because he says, if I check, I just don't want to be bluffed off the best hand. But if I bet here and Martin calls me, then I know I don't have the best hand. And then people do this because they feel more comfortable making the right decision, even if they paid for it.
Sorry, just guys, someone mentioning in the chat, we have silenced the table, so it shouldn't be much table chat going on. It should be completely dead, so you can hear it. So it's down in my earpiece. But he's check called, Martin. I didn't expect that.
Oh yeah, of course. Because once he check raises, what kind of hands are calling him that are worse than ace jack? Of course he has a good draw, but you don't really want to sit there with a good draw knowing that you're always behind when you're getting called with a check raise and putting tons of money in there and hoping that the draw comes in, right? So you kind of want to just check call and keep it smaller, wait until you make a draw or hit your 2-pair, whatever that is, and then put more money in the pot.
Spencer, how you doing? The Vic Monthly, I wasn't there. I might have been there to play a bit of cash. Are we talking Spencer from Spain, or what Spencer is it? Well, he's got into barrel again. He probably doesn't put Martin on the ace since his check called.
Well, now what he might be thinking is that he could fold, he could get the king to fold and you jacks or tens or something like that. I'm actually not quite sure what he's thinking. Not quite sure.
There you go. I've just seen the button I needed to push to mute the players. The thing that I was lifting up and down was just for my earpiece. Sorry about that. Is that better now? Yeah, the PLO earlier was great action. Igor, the only loser at the table at the moment. The rest of these boys picking them up. Oh, Spencer McKay. Hi, mate. How was the Vic Monthly for you? Someone's talking it's $1 million invitation buying. Martin calling.
For the same reason I've mentioned earlier.
Yeah, now it's the turn is a different story. Queen on the river. I mean, it's tough now. If Martin checks and he three barrels, it's a tough spot for Martin.
Oh, I think Martin is going to fold for sure. If
the bet's more than 50%.
Bets right now, anything, I think Martin is going to find a fold. So I really hope that Dan is going to bet something like 2,000 just to see something funny happening here. Smart is not going to tang, and then just check. Yeah.
So if he's going to check fold for like 2k, should he not put a stopper bet in? Would that be an option?
No. Because you see...
You want him to...
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Oh, 2.5k. It looks like he's milking him. Martin is going to tilt if this is turned
over. Now for the audience, this is going to be a 2-minute decision. So everyone lean back, relax in a chair, and watch Martin Kabrhel being really pissed about that.
Yeah, this could get the action started. If he folds and Pidun turns over the 9s, the game is going to warm up.
I gotta say, Martin is someone... Wow.
I think the bet was, I think if he bets 4k, he's folding. Anything over half the pot. If he goes for like 2/3 pot, he's getting a fold. It's just too cheap for Martin, no?
How did he make it fold?
Because what kind of hand's going to bet there? Ace Queen, yes. Ace King.
Yes, aces, kings.
But do you think he's going to bet more?
But
he's got Ace King or Ace Queen?
No, that's not the thing.
Dan has been betting big.
Because remember what I was saying earlier is that you always bet small. That's why you can make lighter calls against them. Because you constantly bet small. So you can get the river cheaply. Then, for example, if you watch Igor playing, Igor has already bigger bet sizes. So it costs you more to see the flop, turn, and river. And therefore, you need to have stronger hands. And so I wasn't surprised when he was betting something like 2,500. I was even expecting him betting a little bit less. But I'm a little bit surprised about Martin's call because Martin must have had a great feeling that Dan is doing this exactly with 9s, 10s, and jacks. That he might be just triple barrel bluffing him here, which
Dan's played 2 sessions now, and I've not seen him make that play once in 2 days.
Yeah, so
you think it's less likely?
I think maybe Martin saw something I don't see. I mean, clearly he won, right? And he has made a good decision, so I think I can't blame him. He did it perfectly.
Meanwhile, Sudi connected.
So now SR raises on the button, Igor calls, Roman in the big blind calls, and small blind Alex calls too. It's sort of interesting hands because you have Queen Jack against Ace 6 against against Ace Jack against 6-5. So all of these hands have something of each other. So when one of them hits, someone else will hit too. So there will be never one of those flops where someone c-bets because he hit something and then you have no action left. Unless no one hits anything, like in this example, besides the guy that has the worst hand of all of them, made the best hand on the flop with the draw.
5-6 was in bad shape. SR's bet's getting through. Easy game. So you'll be playing some of these. Are you playing at Omaha tonight?
Tonight, I think there will be maybe there's still some game going. The PLO game is full. There's no seat open. The no limit hold'em game, as you can see, is full. There's no seat open. So I'll see what I do. You see this? I played yesterday a 16-hour session. Very, very long. We started a TV session at 7:30 our time, and I went to bed at 12:30 the next day. At noon.
How did it end?
Oh, I ended up winning. I ended up winning even more.
Anyone needs some money, just send your address to Max. So he's got loads to hand out.
Yeah, that doesn't work very well with loans.
No, it's nice though. It was a good game yesterday.
It was good, yeah. It was good. It was a lot of fun. I love Scotty. I love always to play with Scotty. He's so entertaining. He just forces everyone to play more. And I think it's great for the game. It's great for everyone that's watching it and for everyone that's participating in it.
Jonas played yesterday, and he was a big winner in the game as well.
Yes, he was big, yeah.
It was really interesting because the last hand of the night against Scotty, he had a hand where Scotty made kind of a small bet on the river, and he folded. Where I thought maybe he's going to fold because the game's ending.
I don't know what it had. I don't know the hands. I assume that Igor is going to fold here, because Roman. I don't think Roman is going to be free betting here very light, considering that Alex will be calling quite a bunch on the button.
For the food.
So yeah, that hand is like, and I thought he's going to fold because 4,000. He doesn't need to give him 4,000 the last hand of the night. He's obviously just going to quit the game. He doesn't want to give him 4K.
But just remember, it's not the last hand of the night. It's the last hand of TV.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. But a lot of players, if they're up and the game is going to break, they have the option that they can actually leave the game. When the TV session ends, even though the game's going to move. Some players, they might be up 40K and everyone's only got 10K, so it's a good excuse for them to leave.
Yes, it could be, but from my experience so far, being in the Cash Kings here, participating, no one's leaving. People usually come here to play poker, and you see, it just doesn't happen very
A lot
often.
of green inside.
Well, I did see that when the game continued, he was there, so I was really surprised that he folded that last hand.
My bind?
Scotty, did he find a way out?
No, he found a way.
In the hole.
Yeah.
Where's this?
He ended up digging himself under the ground.
No wonder the game went to 12:30.
He quit the game earlier. We ended up playing with Martin and Alex.
Steady.
Three of us.
Who's that, you?
Martin Kabrhel,
Yeah.
Alex, and me.
Was Alex tilting? I've never seen him tilt before. After that hand with you, he did tilt. I'd never seen that before.
Of course, I mean, if you lose 30,000 euros, that would be an emotional reaction towards it. And he did, he was emotional about it. But afterwards, we kept playing for another, 12 hours like this, and it was fine. He told me it was a little bit difficult to play against me because it seemed that I always made the right decisions against him. And so that was something that did upset him, that he felt he couldn't have done much. or he couldn't just bluff me when there were when he couldn't put a buff through and he couldn't get the belly bets through, you know, and so that was upsetting him. But I think the rare fact that he lost the money does not upset him as much.
No.
Very nice.
So Igor is here 7-3. He definitely should do. And Daniel and Alex come into the pot.
Link has left the table. Any chance of getting Leon on the list?
No, because I saw him flying away with his helicopter. I don't think he's going to fly back with his helicopter here to play this game.
No, I think you could be right.
A lot of garlic.
You don't see him, he's always good for the game.
Always good for the game.
Had some Italian friends there. They went to this one restaurant.
Maybe there would be seat for me.
Every day there.
Let me see, maybe I jump into the game.
Yeah, let's take a look. Why not? So Dan is now flopped, turn the nut flush draw with second pair. Alex Tomovic made 2 pair. It's going to make the turn bet nice. Igor reloading again.
They come every day. So you brought like the crazy, like not like fancy, you know, but just really good quality. Like not like, for example, I don't know if you like those people who steak, like Italian kitchen.
€1,700. Dan is not folding. Well, big thanks to Max there. He's just gone to see if he can get a seat in this game. He's made the call. Any jack of spades about? Well, that might slow a lot of action down. Can't imagine he's going to try and bet this river. He's got showdown at 2 pair. He'll show it and take it. Absolutely, when he's down he just pulls up chunks because he can afford it. Bankroll management.
That's where I know it from, because a lot of people from Germany go to university.
One of the best economy.
Boeree 300, 564.
University.
What carnage can we produce now? Not much. I'm going to leave you guys with the stream for a couple of minutes. I'll be back shortly.
Well, it's not that bad. It's actually one of the best hotels. It's also very, very good. If you go for a course, it's very good.
They should definitely pay you commission.
Yeah. I think if you've been there once, so when you come, you can drink in the cafe. I told you they have 250 beers. So.
Oh, what's the name of that one?
give you my telephone number. It's easier when you come, you ask me.
Okay.
2,600.
You don't remember all of it.
I mean, Geo's in hometown.
The other one, the cafe is 11. It's also the city.
Also catchy names.
Yeah.
And also, if you go to the hotel reception, and I want to go to the bar, it serves 200 plus the views, you know.
Yeah, everybody
They want to know. So it's more important to have like the gear than what's the biggest number of different gears you've tried in one night?
in one night. I don't remember because I tried too much, I think.
It'll be like second hand today, huh? Nothing. Second hand. I'm speaking for myself.
Giving away my strategy.
So, round of third.
Let's do it after the pool. The pool just gets here for everybody.
Just do it already.
Never mind.
And then after.
Yeah.
No, let's do it after the pool.
After?
Yeah, after the pool.
Whatever.
And then you're just gonna be involved in more ends and it's more righteous.
Sick. So sick. Oh,
I'm told that this one's really good.
koło tam nebo co to je? big money on the table. Right? Tomovic?
Real big money. Non-white big money. It's not normal here.
It's not, definitely not normal. Definitely not. So we are 5-3. Oh man, how can you do that? Lucky. No?
Okay, I'm back. Add some sugar. The chocolate. Lib's left the table.
He's still all in. Hey, he's still all in.
A new player
Here's
is
the
en
triangle.
route.
It's the triangle. So he's all in, okay. I limp if I find aces. You go all in. So sick. Oh, sorry. Sorry. No, it's
Suited
playing
round
like this.
gappers.
You should be spread the last hand. The button didn't move, I think. Madam. Button didn't move, I think.
No, it will.
No, it's correct.
Correct?
No, big blind.
You were with blind?
Yeah.
We're about 3 hours in, so we've got 2 hours left. There's an hour left to enter the competition. Win yourself a goodie bag, a King's Poker goodie bag. Hoodies, t-shirts, hats, card protectors, cards. All you've got to do is send me a tweet what you think the biggest pot of the night will be. So far, I'm pretty sure, unless I missed a pot, that 38,000 has been the biggest pot so far.
Petersburg? Up until I was 4.
Sorry?
4 years old.
You moved,
Yeah, Igor still stuck in chunks, as they say. He's reloaded again, or topped up.
Didn't even ask me.
No?
No.
Why not?
I haven't forgiven him since. No, I'm very happy that it didn't.
Oh no.
Can you imagine how the
My
Russian
killer.
would have turned?
Yesterday he took all my money, huh?
The Russian Igor, how he would
All
have
my
turned out.
money. Set
No,
of aces.
I crack your aces with
Surprisingly, I didn't even think about that. I thought more about how the American Igor would have turned out.
So tweet at Pools and Blut, win yourself a goodie bag.
On the black hand.
I think I prefer the German one. I like the US one.
You think you were close? It's a long way to go still. 2 hours.
But probably when you
All depends
had in US, you
who
would have said.
the new player is. I know Max went to try and find a seat, but no disrespect to him. I like Max, he's a nice guy, he's a good player. But we need action players. I'd like to see Bessim Hot sit down. Well, maybe I can send you something anyway, Muka. I've got a few t-shirts and hats and stuff. Send me your address.
Easy.
easy.
I'm getting
but
something out.
Easy left.
I will tell Warren. Where's he got to send the flight from? From California?
The Russian Igor probably would have spent even more time in front of the computer.
If you're a big fish, they may pay for your flight. If you're a good player, then probably not.
Where they moved
Plenty
you?
of those here.
Germany?
There you can see the profit and the losses.
They didn't ask you. And
46k, he's stuck.
Then that place. Yeah.
Oh, from London. Yeah. Ryanair, it's like 50 quid. Send me a message on Twitter. I'll get it sorted out for you.
Not every Russian that moved to Germany.
The hotel's comped for all players.
I mean, if you live
So you don't have to worry about the hotel. The hotel room's sorted. The flight's 50 quid. I'm pretty sure they'll give you that if you want to fly out for a seat. They just probably want to know your real name, so send me a tweet. I'll go and have a word with Warren for you.
He said race. That's enough. We're fine with it.
Well, this has been a straddle. Folded round to Martin in the big blind. Quite rightly opens and raises the straddle with royalty suited. Wow. Dan thinks that Martin is just
Real
bullying.
hand, please. 4.45. 44. 2000, yeah.
Martin
Okay, I
calling.
need to put it to 5-4.
Horrible flop. King Queen. But he can check here knowing that Dan's probably going to check a lot of hands behind. Four of hearts. Kabrhel might now think that Pidun has got a big ace. And may try a cheeky bluff. A couple of thousand. You're asking if I wanted any help with the aircraft business. You know a lot of pilots. It's not an aircraft business, but I do require some pilots for the business. A man has 3-bet him from the straddle. I think he might. Well, can he find a hero call?
8,900.
Can't beat much. Twitter, Paul Zimbler.
5-4.
Do you get the big one?
Which big one? No big ones between us. One was medium. When you value bet, nice. Igor, what is going on here? Ah, you're eating. You're eating now, huh?
Yeah, he
Bon
didn't
appetit.
straddle, that's what he meant.
6 raise 400.
SR raising the button with the Brunson. 10 deuce. If you raise with 10 deuce, you're going to like this flop.
500.
Snap bet. Snap fold. No problem. I will either leave your details here and get them to send it out, or I'll take the stuff home. Don't have too much room in my case. Hand luggage only. Either way, we'll get something out to you.
Já si to rozmyslím. Děkuju, pane. Jakou specialitu by to chtělo? What is this? 300? No.
Alex Tomovich. SR with the pocket jacks. Oh, Dan Pidun is playing a lot more hands today than he was yesterday. Yeah, no problem. Spence. See you tomorrow for the PLO, 4 p.m. our time. That's 3 p.m. the UK. 8 high board is top pair for Igor. Checks. Tomovich was the aggressor pre-flop. Also flops top pair. C-bet. We'll definitely get at least a call. If not, we're going upstairs. He's got backdoor diamonds as well. Igor quickly gets out the way. Tomovic likely to call the 1600, sorry. Look for a diamond, obviously, an 8 or a king on the turn. Yeah, just a call. Like the ace of diamonds would slow a lot of action down. I don't think the queen's going to slow much down. It's gone check, check. Tomovic may think SR had a flush draw. If he does think that, there's not much point betting the river, because if he had a flush draw, he's got to bet to win the pot. He's bet this, he's been snap called by the jacks. SR takes another pot. Okay, they just told us 40 minutes.
You sleep, Sasha? You sleep?
So it's a 1 o'clock finish this evening.
You're a smart guy.
It's not Mizaraki.
Not like me.
It does look like him, though. I said that yesterday.
I'm hungry.
Mookie, I just accepted you, so you can send me a message.
I feel so bad now. We should finish like 5 hours earlier than we did. I would have 50,000 more and be more rested.
So Martin, talking about the game last night, lost about 50k in the last few hours, I guess.
What do you want?
Just hundreds. No, come on.
It's okay? Sorry, I don't know. Sorry.
Suited connectors for SR. The snowmen, 2 fat ladies for Igor, top pair and a flush draw for Alex, second pair for Roman, and a flush draw for SR with undercards. 8 of clubs. Oh, it's there! Boom! Call in the bingo card. Second pair and a gut shot versus a made king high flush. A straight flush draw for SR. He's got 2 outs. The 10 of clubs, the 5 of clubs, and a set for Igor. This could just be carnage. It's not his day today. How is SR going to play this? 600 is a small bet. He's just called. By him just calling, Igor, Warren's just come in the room. We've got a player. He says he lives in London. He'd like to come out and play on the stream tomorrow in the afternoon. Okay. He said he wants his flight and hotel comped. I said the hotel's comped, the flight's 50 quid. I'm sure if you're an action player, it would cover the flight. Yeah. Send me a tweet with your name so we know who you are. And if you really are serious, we'll get it arranged. Igor is going upstairs. He's turned a set. He thinks he's good with such a small lead on the turn and just a flat from SR. Tomovic loving life right now. Pretty sure he might just flat to keep the player behind him. I did try and unlock my Twitter. I have accepted you, Mukia, so it should go through now. don't think his raise is so bad here. I mean, it's gone. What's happened on the flop? Did it go check, 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 turn? He's hit the bingo card. He's trying to build a pot. Thinks he's in front. Of course, if Tomovic re-raises, he's not gonna. Well, I doubt he's gonna commit. Put the rest of his stack, even though he's only got 5k left. You never know. It is. Well, he has raised. And to be honest, this lets SR off the hook. SR can get away from this now. Check, check, check. Bet from a solid player. Called, raised, and re-raised. I mean, of course, we know you've got a straight flush draw. With all this information in front of you, if Alex Tomovic just called Igor's raise to 2,700, of course, he's going to call. He may even have raised himself. But I think he's going to get away from this. %, the loss is back. Yeah, I mean, I think Alex was thinking so long about whether to have just called and get SR in, whether to raise, what kind of hand Igor can have. I don't think he thinks he's losing to Igor, because the way the action went pre-flop, if he's got the ace X of clubs, it could be. Can't be ace king because he's got the king of clubs, so it's ace jack or ace 10 of clubs. In which case, he probably would have bet this flop with a nut flush draw and a gut shot. So Alex is probably in his mind 100% sure he's in front. Definitely want to see the 5 of clubs on the river. I think Warren said he agrees to 12%. There you go, he's got away from it. Well played, SR. If he says if he agrees to pay 12% of the losses, he wants 24% of the win. It's going to be Omaha tomorrow afternoon and potentially a mixed game in the evening session, and a big mixed game, which is probably like 100, 200, maybe bigger. Well, Igor's... It says he's only got 2,600 left. The dealer's head's a little bit in the way, but if he does... Wow, I'm surprised he doesn't take the last few chips from Igor, because Igor being so low would definitely bet... Oh no, he's got a massive stack of thousands just behind the dealer's head. Okay. I still think Igor would have bet his hand on the river if he had it. I don't know if he gets called by Igor, I doubt it. Alex is not on tilt in this situation. I don't mind the raise with the 8s. The way the action went. Probably didn't expect a re-raise to come in. Probably expected it to go cool with maybe a 2 pairs out there, or a pair and a flush draw, or a pair and a gut shot, or a flush draw and a gut shot. And he's inflated a pot. No, Igor had like 12k behind. Didn't just have 2 and a bit k. The poker police. It looked like Igor, and the graphics said he only had 2.5k, but when the dealer moved her head back a bit, we could see he had like another 10k there, like you just saw. That's because we're both action players. Okradon, you're in. Straight flop for Tobias. Other players with club each. I did accept your request, or I think I did. Why would you re-raise a limp pot? 3 clubs and 4 players involved. Ugh. I'm sick. I want action. The game's in my bankroll and the pot's small when I've turned a set. When it was check, 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 flop, bet 600 into I think 2200 and called. I would think I'm in front. Or if I'm not in front, build a pot. If he's got a straight, he's not going to raise me. If he's got a flush, he may just flat to deceive his hand, or he might raise an amount I can afford to call and pair up.
Hello. Hello, I was just commentating for a little bit and I saw there's a seat open, so I figured...
You commentating?
Yeah, I commentated.
There it is. Max also got in for the last
Gracias.
half an hour.
So first you watch all of the playing.
Yes. First I get all the reads on you. And when I know what you're doing, I come in and say, let's take the money for the next 30 minutes.
Okay, James, I got your message. Thanks.
Straddle round after this. Last 30 minutes.
Is it?
There's 25 people or something.
Sure. I will be in, but...
Compulsory straddles, they're talking about that.
You have no rights.
I can't speak for everyone.
I think we should have all taken a bit of Max's action in this game.
Aber ich muss het niet bezoeken nemen.
Was?
Aber ich muss het niet bezoeken in Deutschland alleen Österreich.
Was meinst du, muss ich besuchen?
Weil hast du gar nicht schlecht gesagt. So.
Yeah, she's gone off to the spa.
Oh, no, of course not. Of course not. No, natürlich nichts gesagt.
Here comes the clipboard.
Das ist nicht besucht haben, ja?
Who is this Max guy? This is Max Altergott, one of the best players from Germany. Very solid. His insight and knowledge of the game and his results, very good. And a really nice guy.
Yes. What's going on?
You're not wrong. Signing his life away. 10, 9, 8, 7 is what they call a Chinese straight. 4 cards. King, Jack with the check mark.
Tobias. I saw something funny on TV.
Yeah.
I saw funny things on TV. Funny things. I saw someone.
You cannot share.
No.
Just funny things with me.
Yeah, but
I'm finishing, so you can just do my
You're not playing the straddle round, Mark?
No, I'm done. I will
be banned from the commentator forever.
Why? Oh yeah.
First collecting reads and then on one particular player, and sharing them with everybody.
Just so everybody know.
Now I can talk about Marty.
Okay. Terrible. Very happy that he wasn't a game. 400.
SR just falling. Blind on blind. Max pumping it up. Spoke earlier. King Queen should be raising in these hands. Take equity. And he says he doesn't like to see bet against these players. They don't need to. He does what he says and says what he does. pairs the 8. He's pretty sure well, he'll love that river card. How much are you going to bet? 500?
400.
400?
Do you know, Igor, that everyone was winning besides you?
I know. I noticed it.
You're basically the guy who makes everyone happy here.
It's the guy.
It's also something nice, right?
Yeah. Let's make me happy.
Warren back in. Liv in the chat. Evening, Liv. Well done. Get the money from these boys. Who's being rude here? Let's have a read.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's see what the money ends up doing.
Listening to Tom Ferris' podcast with
Mikasco?
yeah,
Will Mikasco.
Was that the most recent one?
8 ago or 10, 15.
Where do you
did you check out the Good Ventures page?
All the Liv followers.
I know of them.
Oh, wow. He's been barred. Well,
I like that.
he's been timed out, I guess.
You mean the open
Yeah,
country
keep it clean, guys. Be nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Otherwise, the
they're just
moderator
a lot
will
more
time you out
diverse
or
than-
delete
than
you from
you-
the chat box. No need for it. You know we're here for a good time.
Essentially,
Well, because they look for less amount of victims.
yeah.
Liv, thanks for playing. I hear you may come in the commentary box tomorrow for the Omaha. That'd be good.
It's more like good ventures.
I mean, one Good Venture, a lot of runs.
Everybody loving watching you, Liv. 800 viewers we had when you were on.
Things too, so that's not, you know, like it's not like they're
Liv, we want to know what you thought about Igor calling your bet with 7-5 and when you had the ace jack and he wanted to barrel the turn. And why didn't, when you had 3 jacks, why didn't you check the river and put him to the test if he wanted to barrel the river?
So I don't like. Daniel is the main straddle.
see the new Leon on the table?
Alright, we'll get some answers to those questions tomorrow. Is Igor sleeping on the couch? That's what somebody asked earlier. Right, good news, Liv confirmed. She'll be in the box tomorrow. Bring in the action. Yeah, but you've opened and no one else was in the pot. The ace-jack hand was lovely. Once you call flop, I'm surprised he bets the turn. Yeah, all the questions tomorrow should be in the chat box, no problem. Yeah, I'll do my best, sir. I'm sure that will be okay. When you say something, can it be a napkin? Because I don't have much room to bring stuff home. 2 pair for Pidun. Just send me a message on Facebook or something to remind me, Spencer. Otherwise, I'll forget. And I'll get you something. Didn't I get something last time for you? I'm not sure. Definitely got it for someone. I'll get it for you tomorrow then. Next hand, not many left. We got 20 minutes left of play today. At Johnny Duffy. That is definitely not John Duffy. What, Johnny Duffy? Maybe he's in the chat. If you are, John, how we doing? We spoke about yesterday the hand you bluffed me on late night poker. I still have sleepless nights about it. Love John, such a nice guy. There it is. Mr. JD. John, if you're listening, Warren wants to know who you think should be in the Hall of Fame.
Probably have some effect.
John Duffy did marvellous things for poker. Creator of the European Poker Tour. I remember back in the day, season 2 even, maybe even season 3 in Barcelona. I think the buy-in was €4,000 back then. We played 11-handed. It was there was a waiting list of about 300-400 people, and you used to be able to buy multiple. Just go up to the cash desk and buy in, and we used to buy seats and sell them to people in the waiting list. It's amazing what people will pay to get into a tournament. My name is Paul Zimbler, if you're asking about me. Pidun. Pidun. Keep calling him Pudding. Dan Pidun.
And everyone 1, 2, 5, 10, 25, 50, 100.
You can be into everything at least 100, 25,
3 hours, 45, nearly 4 hours. 20 odd hands an hour.
I remember in one of my first monocles, the Swedish guys were playing 100k sitting goals, like they were 100k sitting goals were running Swedish guys. No, you were happy was there. So it was like sorry. No, a few years ago, like
2010 or something. They were running
9 rather, or maybe 8 even. Yeah, 100 was like full next.
Okradon, is that Mr. D?
Yeah, they all were.
I don't know if he'll agree to 12% of the losses now. We'd love to have you. I think you need to be here if that is you, Mr. Duffy. You definitely need to be on this feature table. If it is you, John, I was looking for your number actually, so I can tweet you now. I'm doing an event at Dusk Till Dawn. We're doing a shootout, a 1K shootout, 8 tables, 8 players per heat. Winner goes to the final, runner up to the semi-final, to a 1K buy-in. We'd love to have you on it. Very correct, Stapes. Is that Jamie Stapes? Well, we had ace, ace, ace earlier. We've got king, king, king now. Not easy to get those flops. I know it is Staples. I realised as I said it. And thanks for calling me, sir. Absolutely. Well, I'll send you a tweet. Or send me a message. Yeah, I got a new phone, so I lost a lot of my numbers. This cash game is at the King's Casino Rozadov. It's about an hour and a half drive from Prague.
17.
H&R is the best way to go against these boys. It's funny, they won't complain about Liv leaving the table. If anyone else left, there'd be a scream up.
She's done. 12-3.
Liv's always chatty, friendly. Well, this was opened 3-bet by Igor. And now action back to Tobias with ace-king. Igor, it says he's got 10k behind, but they said he only had 2k when he had 12, so maybe he's sitting on 20. It's semi-live. We're on a half an hour delay. When he has 4-bet, he's asking Igor a question. Igor's got a big hand. It's going in. He'll take this flip. If Igor's making a move, it's 21 into 63. He's getting an okay price. Listen, if you're doing 40k or if you're doing 50k, what's the difference? See a flop, hit a flop. Just, I thought there was going to be another little heart under there to give him like a gut shot with a flush draw. Do you check if you're the big blind? Make it look like you had, I don't know, once he 4-bets there, it's either ace, king, jacks or above. So jacks and queens aren't folding, kings and aces aren't folding, ace, king's not folding. Very unlikely Igor is going to stab at this. It's got nothing to do with me, my friend. I am not the moderator. I'm in the commentary box. And he does fold. I'm just stuck out the back in the second room. Lives in the booth tomorrow. You can turn the volume down if you don't want to listen. There's people that don't like listening to me. I tell them to hit the mute button. There's a lot of flops, a king high board he could check. That then he could allow his opponent to bluff, but on a 9-10 king board after 4-betting, it's not going to work. Yeah, never judge a book by its cover. No. We're having fun. That's what we're here for. As they say, we're here for a good time, not a long time. myleafs.com. What's that all about? What does that site tell us? Peter Mandel. It looks like you are going to be the winner. Of our competition. No, I was talking about me judging. He said I'm all right. So Peter at Peter G Mandel on Twitter, if you're still on. Okay, well, I hope that goes well for you. Games are the future. Big winner in the game, Tobias. SR, the other winner. $56,000 in the hole. That wasn't even a straddle in the 500, 1,000 game. So, Peter, I'll send you a tweet. I hope you're in the UK. Okay, we'll have a load of prizes tomorrow. We'll get Liv to sign a couple of bits while she's here. Give that away. Let me tell you, if you make loads of money, you don't want to play poker anymore. Enjoy life. Go out, play the World Series, play a couple of high roller events. Make your money and run. Raised up. Tomovic. Or was this a double straddle? It's not like Tomovic to be opening in early position with these kind of hands. So it could have been a double straddle. I wasn't paying attention. Agula, I hope you're joking. $50. It's got to be a wind-up, surely. Meanwhile, last three hands of the night. Probably best if we ask to put that question to Liv tomorrow, the ace 3-3 hand, because then she can actually discuss her thoughts about the hand rather than trying to type it all out. That's quite long-winded. She 3-bet pre, and then she 4-bet. Well, I don't know. Poker should be played for fun. A lot of people... I play for money. I have fun while I'm doing it. Can't take it too seriously. Truth is, I'm there to make money. Yep, tomorrow 4 p.m. local time. It's the PLO. Tomorrow evening we are scheduled for a big mixed game. John, I'll even pay your flight. That's how much I'd love to see you here. I speak money. I do this for love, let me tell you. For the goodness in my heart. And for my baby boy. Plenty more goodies given away tomorrow. Liv, don't give all your tactics away. All right, last two hands. Well, Martin's left the game. I guess he wants to make sure he gets game in the outside games going on. If everyone left at the same time, or he got involved in the action in the last hand, and he missed grabbing a seat in the PLO game that is happening. Chris, I don't know why it's not playing for you. Seems to be okay here. Chris, with that $1 you won, could you send it to that guy asking for 50 cents? That would be very nice of you.
No concerns. Good.
You win $1 every minute, $60 an hour. There is, I believe, it's a 10.25 and a 25.50 PLO game happening at the moment. Yeah, Max didn't sit that close to the mic. We've just got one big microphone right in the middle of us, so he's just going to lean in a bit, and he tends to lean in and then just leans out and ends up talking a bit like this while he sits in his chair, and then it becomes a bit harder, then he leans in like this. So we actually need them to buy some new headsets that have mics attached. It would be a lot easier for everyone involved. Open folder, we'll see you tomorrow. As my friend Mad Marty tells everyone, if you've enjoyed yourself, tell your friends. If you've not enjoyed it, don't tell anyone at all. Now, apparently Leon has left the building. He took the helicopter out a while ago. He maybe just took it for a spin. Maybe he went into Prague. So they will move this game out the back. Confirmed for tomorrow. We're playing 50-100, 4 p.m. Thomas Bichon, Marco Newman, Jin Kao Jin that played today, Jan Peter Yachman, Florian Langman, Ronnie Kaiser, Oggy, and either Mads or Ismail. So pretty similar lineup to today, apart from Jasper Haugaard. Max also got 1,000 to call Tomovic, and yesterday and just now in the box he was talking about the hand with Tomovic and how Tomovic never got value from him, and he could always make the right decision against him, got max value against him and never got paid. So can Max find a fold? He did say how tight he plays if he's not tilting. Going to fold it. Go on, fold it, Max. You know you can. Thanks, my leaf. So Igor has reloaded the game. I'm just being told live information. The game's moved out from the TV stream area, obviously, because it's the last hand coming up. And who's joined the table?
Mr. Jin.
And the Mr. Jin is?
The Chinese guys.
Jinlin. And Igor has reloaded. Pretty sure quite big. Max has paid him off. Finally, Alex will be happy he's got the better of Max.
Ace fucking king.
Yeah, Igor's in the game. Listen, Igor's quite able to get out of it. Let me tell you, this game's going to go at least till 6, 7 in the morning. Oh, that was the last hand. I thought there was one more. Funny how the players leave the table before the tip box comes out, but I'm pretty sure they'll tip as and when. That is going to be it from us tonight. There you see the winners and the losers for the day. Max would have been down €50, but he called the 1,000 there to do 1,000, and Dan lost a few K. Igor, the big loser. Tobias and SR, the two big winners. Not much going on today. Tomorrow, 4 o'clock, we got PLO. That's going to be it from me, Paul Zimbler. I will see you tomorrow. Good night, guys.